Some of the being off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Career Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the yawn exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health: meditation. It starts with proper breathing. By breathing in slowly for 5 or 10 seconds and exhaling, counting the same way, for just a few minutes each day has been a big deal for many people as they reach a new level of relaxation. Now, that's just a start. If your feelings of depression and hopelessness are accentuated with drugs and alcohol, then you may need some professional help. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychiatrists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Gateway also uses meditation as a key component of their successful treatment. Your insurance covers the cost, and the Family Medical Leave Act protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
Get ready to rock as Broadway Under the Stars continues at the Muni, now playing Rock of Ages. This jukebox musical takes you back to the big bad 1980s, featuring big bands with big egos playing big guitar solos and sporting even bigger hair. Featuring hits from bands like Styx, Journey, REO Speedwagon, Twisted Sister, Pat Benatar, and more. Rock of Ages tells the story of a city boy and a small-town girl and how their band of friends saved the day and the music. UCB presents Rock of Ages, now playing through July 1st. Get tickets at the box office or themuni.org.
This summer, Coors Light wants you to retire, even if it's only temporary. Take a break from your 9 to 5 for 9 holes of golf.
4.
Trade those spreadsheets for a bingo card.
B7. Oh, bingo!
Or swap your office chair for a water aerobics floaty.
Cool noodles up, everyone!
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement. Coors Light, made to chill. Copyright 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
92.7 WMAY.
Springfield's news and talk.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
This is the Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week, sponsored by Barcom Security.
Hi, I'm Officer Drew Zabados, Crime Stoppers Coordinator for Sangamon and Menard counties. This week, Crime Stoppers is seeking information to assist the Springfield Police Department reference a residential burglary that occurred in the 2000 block of East Brown Street in Springfield, Illinois on May 7th around 4:25 p.m. The suspects, who were thought to be juvenile males, made entry into the residence through a window. Once inside, the suspects took 4 firearms, a laptop, multiple watches, and an assortment of ammunition of various calibers. In total, the items stolen were valued at over $7,000. If photos become available, they will be posted on our website, cashfortips.us. If you have any information regarding this case, call Crime Stoppers anonymously at 217-788-8427. Submit a tip on our website or use the P3 app. If your tip results in an arrest, you could receive a cash reward up to $2,500. Remember, Crime Stoppers only want your information, not your name.
Catch a criminal, get a reward. Crime Stoppers of Sangamon and Menard County, sponsored by the Springfield office of Barcom Security. BarcomSecurity.com. Have a secure day.
Unpunished crime. Do you wonder sometimes if you're next on a criminal's target list? It's hard to know the real answer, but it's easy to make sure that you and your family are more secure. Barcom Security protects by minimizing response times. When trouble strikes, you're backed up with a live person who takes your call 24 hours a day. Contact the Springfield office of Barcom Security for a free estimate and have a secure day.
Welcome to Green Certified West, where the cars we sell are simply the best. Located on the corner of Veterans and Isles, our certified vehicles will make you smile mile after mile. We've got a team that is just plain fun. Our GOAT Squad is ready to get the job done. Have you heard of the GOAT quote? We're buying cars that'll make us gloat. Simply log on to greencertifiedwest.com and take a look. Your instant GOAT quote offer will be off the hook. So would you shop for your next ride with the GOAT Squad at Green Certified?
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Later this morning at 9:30, the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals is going to hear the challenge against Illinois and local gun and magazine bans. We'll definitely be tuning in, but you need to know all of the background going into it. Good morning. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. We've been tracking this even before it passed and was enacted by Governor J.B. Pritzker. If you recall, and you can search back into the archives of Bishop on Air, the YouTube page, and you could see all of the arguments there were in crafting this legislation over 5 separate hearings where they mostly heard from gun violence victims, and then they allotted some time for opponents of the measure, where the opponents were talking about the Bruin decision out of the U.S. Supreme Court last year that really changed how courts are to evaluate challenges of laws as to whether they violate the Second Amendment. So, January 10th of this year, Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the Protect Illinois Communities Act, PICA, which bans more than 170 semi-automatic pistols, shotguns, and rifles, including the AR-15 platform. So you've got the ban on the firearms. You also had a ban on the magazines of more than 15 rounds for handguns and more than 10 rounds for rifles. Plus, there was a registry that's required for individuals who owned firearms before January 10th to register those banned weapons with the Illinois State Police starting October 1st with the deadline of January 1st. Also in that measure, it allows for Illinois State Police each year, and this is interesting, we don't talk about this enough, but it's obviously part of the measure. October 1st of each year, if this law is upheld, state police can change the list of which firearms are considered banned. So that list could change if, again, this measure is upheld. But you have a requirement under penalty of law to register your firearms by January 1st of 2024. So the statute was enacted. The governor signed it. It went into effect immediately. And then you had all the lawsuits starting to be filed. The first one filed was in state court from Thomas Magg, his client Langley. They filed it in Crawford County. That was then transferred from state court to federal courts. And then you had other state court challenges, in particular from attorney Thomas DeVore, who was able to secure thousands of temporary restraining orders against the state from enforcing the law on his clients. Thousands of clients and gun stores across the state that, to my knowledge, still have a temporary restraining order in place in state court. And that's after multiple lawsuits in Effingham and White County. And then you had the Illinois court case that was brought by State Representative Dan Calkins in Macon County. They got the lower court there to essentially say, it's unconstitutional. Then they immediately bumped it up to the Illinois Supreme Court. That's after the appellate court said that the plaintiffs were likely to advance on the merits in the DeVore case, which is very similar to the Calkins case. So the Calkins case went right to the Illinois Supreme Court. We're still waiting on an outcome from there. But those are the state court cases. That's not what's happening today. Today is the federal cases, and you had 4 plaintiffs groups in the Southern District that filed a Second Amendment challenge, and those cases were consolidated, and Judge Stephen McGlynn, he issued a preliminary injunction against the law in April, but that preliminary injunction only lasted 6 days because the state went to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals and they requested a stay on that injunction, and they received that stay while the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals wrapped in those Southern District cases with cases from the Northern District that are challenging not just Illinois' gun and magazine ban, but also challenging the gun and magazine ban on local levels in Cook County, Chicago, and Naperville. So all of these cases, right, different outcomes. The Southern District gave a preliminary injunction. Northern District judges sided with the gun and magazine bans. Seventh Circuit lumped all of those cases together, and that's what's going to be heard today at 9:30. And if you recall, we talked about this earlier, you can find the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals YouTube channel simply by going to their website. All right, and then just walk through this with you. So you go to the Google, just search Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. You click on their website. You go to oral arguments, and under there you'll see oral argument videos. It's a little misleading because it's not really videos, it's just audio. But if you go there and you'll find oral arguments, streaming arguments, YouTube channel, new, you click there, and then it'll take you to the YouTube channel. Now note, all right, 9:30 this morning is when it happens, the hearing. You've got the homepage, there's nothing there. Don't let that detract you. You've got the live link you've got to go to. That's where you'll see the live video pop up at about 9:30. So if you really want to be on top of it, of course, it'll be archived on their YouTube channel. But if you want to be on top of it, I would go there about 9:20 and just hit refresh over and over again until you get that live link, and it'll pop up about 9:30, and you could tune in there. So again, that's what's happening today. All right, coming up, we'll review some of what the gun control advocates have to say. You've got statements from every town, and apparently they're going to be holding some kind of rally in Chicago today, supporting more gun control. You've got even Senator Dick Durbin with a statement he released. So we'll go through some of that, and we'll also, again, revisit the arguments that we expect to hear in the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals this morning. So stay tuned. All here with WMAY. I'm Greg Bishop. With Bishop on Air, you can find me anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow, whatever you got to do. Stay up to date on all of this and more. All right, stay tuned. We got more to get to here with Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Let's take a look at that forecast where today you've got some smoke that's going to be dissipating throughout with a high up to 89. Heavy rain possible. Yes. And then tonight, showers and thunderstorms, the low of 70. That's after it's near 90 today. Friday, 92 the high with the chance of storms. Saturday, storms. Sunday, showers likely with highs in the mid to upper 80s. And then back to work Monday, the high of 86 with the possibility of some showers. Right now, it's 618, 74 degrees at 618 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Work with a team that cares about being the best part of the customer's day. Apply today at Culver's West on Wabash.
Landmark Chrysler Jeep has sizzling summer deals you don't want to miss. Drop the top on a 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4xe Sahara with an MSRP of $64,580. Lease for only $59.95 after Landmark discounts, rebates, and tax credits, saving you over $13,000. Did you know that when you lease a vehicle from Landmark, GAP is included for no charge and you get the full tax credit? Get these deals and more today at Landmark Chrysler Jeep in Springfield.
You always do better.
Landmark Chrysler Jeep has sizzling summer deals you don't want to miss. Drop the top on a 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4xe Sahara with an MSRP of $64,580. Lease for only $548 a month with no money down, excluding fees and taxes. Did you know when you lease a vehicle from Landmark, your car is under warranty the whole time and you pay half the interest rate of a standard purchase? Find out more at Landmark Chrysler Jeep in Springfield.
You always do better.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health, and it doesn't cost a thing. Spending time outside. That's right, the natural light, the wind against your skin, the sounds and fragrances of the season all work in concert to help you feel better. Now, you can't treat clinical depression and addiction with just one step, Those are more serious problems, especially with drugs and alcohol. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychologists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Your insurance covers treatment, and the Family Medical Leave protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE, 877-505-HOPE, and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
This is Rob Zavitka, Director of Sales and Business Development Manager for Midwest Family Springfield. Are you the one person I'm looking for to help further build our media sales team at Midwest Family Springfield? We are the premier multimedia marketing company that no other company compares to in the Springfield area. It's really simple. I need one sales leader, a brand ambassador whose talent and team focus will thrive working with Midwest Family. Are you passionate, self-motivated, goal-oriented, and highly competitive? Are you an overachiever, a problem solver with great communication skills? Do you have the skill set for today's digital marketing? And do you believe in growing lasting partnerships? If so, apply online today at MidwestFamilySPI.com and click on the Careers tab. At Midwest Family Springfield, you'll be challenged, you'll be trained, and you'll have access to world-class tools like HubSpot CRM. Are you the one I'm looking for? If so, apply online today at MidwestFamilySPI.com and click on the Careers tab. Midwest Family is an equal opportunity employer.
Local, local, local for 27 years. Just Beds has been your local mattress store for 27 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you will save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149, queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 27 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale and Springfield. Just Beds.
How many of you have pets? Now think about how lucky you are to have such a sweet little pet in your life. But unfortunately, there are countless pets out there that don't have a home to call their own. However, Bob's from Skechers is trying to change that. With every purchase of adorable Bob's footwear, apparel, or pet accessories, Skechers makes a donation to Petco Love. And with your help, we've already saved the lives of over 1 million pets and donated over $7 million. Find Bob's at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, select Petco locations, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Sweet Summer Sale, June 30th through July 10th, and get 30% off paints and stains, with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 92.7 WMAY.
So the state's gun ban and magazine ban and the bans in Cook, Chicago, Naperville going to be challenged today in the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals for the U.S. federal courts. And here's what's also interesting is it's going to be a panel of 3 judges from our understanding, and we are not going to know the 3 judges on that panel until they open up. So we'll obviously be paying close attention to that and what kinds of proclivities these various judges have when it comes to the Second Amendment. We're going to get one of the judges that, for instance, helped consolidate these cases and kept the stay in place, Judge Easterbrook. We shall see. But obviously, that's a big unknown in how that plays out today. But really, just encapsulating some of the arguments here. The arguments from the states and from local governments has been that semi-automatic weapons that they banned are dangerous and unusual, and that the weapons are only used by criminals. They're not legitimate for self-defense. And they also say recent mass shootings means that they have to ban these things. So that's the argument from the defendants in this case. The plaintiffs say the Bruin decision and the Heller decision from the U.S. Supreme Court essentially spells out that you cannot ban commonly owned firearms. And there are millions and millions of AR-15s, for example, that are commonly owned, let alone all of the handguns that take more than 15-round clips, 15-round magazines. there are millions of those, and a commonly owned threshold's like only 250,000 or something from previous Supreme Court precedent. So the plaintiffs say you can't ban commonly owned firearms, and they also point to the New York State Rifle Association v. Bruin decision from the U.S. Supreme Court last year that says that you have to courts have to evaluate the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment when they're evaluating whether or not laws violate the Constitution's Second Amendment right. So before all of this, we've got the hearing at 9:30, and we'll be watching that and reviewing that for you Friday morning. But I want to show you also what some of the gun control groups have to say. So let's go over and check some of these news releases. This came from Everytown, and they say Beavis v. City of Naperville, what you need to know. The Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals set to hear oral arguments in the case in Chicago today. How the court decides will determine whether or not Illinois' law to restrict assault weapons, they say, and large capacity magazines will stand. Here's what you need to know. What's the case about? Well, Beavis centers around the Second Amendment challenge. The state of Illinois' recently enacted law restricting assault weapons and large capacity magazines. They go on to talk about what's the legal precedent in the case like this. Beavis marks the first new challenge to prohibition of assault weapons and large capacity magazines to reach federal appeals court since the Supreme Court's decision in Bruin last year. Prior to the court's decision in Bruin, appellate courts, including the Seventh Circuit, repeatedly ruled that restrictions on assault weapons and large capacity magazines are constitutional. So they seem to indicate, Bruin could change that. They go on to talk about what's happening in the Seventh Circuit if it strikes down Illinois' assault weapons ban. If it's unconstitutional from the Seventh Circuit, Illinois' law, as well as similar local ordinances, would be invalidated, putting the safety of Illinois residents at risk, they say. So they go on to give some more background on all of that. Are three other cases pending on assault weapons or large capacity magazines? Yes, across the nation. You've got cases, they say, in the First Circuit, Third Circuit, Fourth Circuit, D.C. Circuit, all pending right now. But could the Supreme Court's decision in Bruin impact the decision? Yes, they say. Bruin marks the first new case surrounding restrictions on assault weapons and large capacity magazines to reach a federal appeals court, Beavis rather, since last year's Bruin decision unleashed Second Amendment chaos, they say. So again, you've got the group Everytown putting this out. And also you've got March for Our Lives. They talk about how, here's a news release they put out. They're going to have a rally for the gun control efforts today. Same day, the Seventh Circuit set to hear oral arguments. Illinois Communities Act, the Protect Illinois Communities Act, which bans assault rifles, large capacity magazines, switches, and the deadliest forms of semi-automatic pistols, they say. So they're actually going to be rallying outside of the court at 9:30 this morning. And then you've got a statement from Senator Dick Durbin, who says that he met with March 4th, a group that apparently is reminiscing of the Highland Park mass shooting. But he goes on to talk about how, since the horrific mass shooting at a 4th of July parade, the gunman scared a community from the lifetime, shooting more than 80 rounds in 60 seconds. Goes on to say mass shootings are a uniquely American experience, and it doesn't have to be this way. So again, these are just some of the statements from gun control advocates leading up to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals hearing this case challenging Illinois' gun and magazine ban. It looks like we do have a phone call coming in, and you can always chime in at 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970.
How does that work?
Good morning. You're on WMAY. Real quick, please.
Oh, yeah. They had in 1934, they banned the machine gun. You can ban certain classes of weapons. It's been done in this country. There's a tradition of that, you could say.
Well, but that tradition does not go back to the Second Amendment, and I'm going to have to counter that with you can still go out and get a machine gun, talk to a federal firearms licensee holder, and they go through a process. You can still get a machine gun.
You cannot own those. The ordinary person cannot go out and buy one.
You can go, but again, you can get a permit to do so through federal licensing. You can go over to Las Vegas and rent these in a shooting range, so they're not banned. Again, okay, all right. So, text, history, and tradition, right? So you have that is a major issue that the defendants are going to have to try to prove that there is a text, history, and tradition all the way back to the Second Amendment, not 1930. all the way back to the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment is a civil constitutional right, an inalienable right. And it's something that since 1792 has said the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So that's the issue at hand here. And text, history, and tradition, I don't think only allows to go back to 1935 or whenever. So you're going to have these arguments spelled out in court. But while we're talking about challenges in court, I do want to update you on the latest from Thomas Magg. If you recall, the state of Illinois also passed a law, and the governor enacted, that prohibits individuals from suing the state over constitutional challenges outside of Cook County or Sangamon County, right? So if there's any other challenges to, say, gun laws in the state, then you've got, the issue of where they can file suit. They can't file it down in Southern Illinois. They got to come to Sangamon or Cook County. But Thomas Magg, after the bill was signed and enacted, he filed a suit in Madison County challenging the state's FOID card on constitutional grounds as count one, and then count two was challenging this law in particular about limiting the venues. Well, earlier this week, and looking at the docket from the Madison County Court, in the case Myers-Gary versus Kelly Brandon, you've got the proof of service being delivered to Brendan Kelly. So that case is advancing, and that was interesting to see pop up earlier this week. Just wanted to update you on that particular issue as well. All right, 217-629-7970. Got a couple of calls coming in. I want to get to them before the break. Real quick, good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Bishop.
Hey.
I heard earlier today, I forget what two states it was, they want to outlaw or ban the drug that the kids are taking to basically turn them, they're transitioning. And they said they can't do that because it's a constitutional right. But yet we're taking our guns away, which is a constitutional right.
Yeah, there's a lot of comparisons you can make to that, with one side saying, we need to have the constitutional rights to this, that, and the other, which isn't spelled out in the Constitution. But something like firearms, that very much is spelled out in the Constitution as a fundamental right. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
I'll make this quick. I believe any automatic weapon made prior to 1986 you can legally own. You just have to pay a $200 ATF tax. A Gatling gun, which is almost like a machine gun, but hand cranked, is not considered a fully automatic weapon. You can own one of those as well, which is an ATF tax.
Well, and Freedom's Steel on YouTube joining in the chat, and he says that caller's wrong. 30-plus states allow private ownership of machine guns. And Todd Vandermeide is very knowledgeable in gun laws across the country. Appreciate the call. All right, so it's going to be a big day. Of course, 9:30 is when that happens. You should be able to follow along live on the YouTube stream for the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals. We will definitely be talking about this and getting reaction to it all day tomorrow as well. So that's the latest in the twists and turns of the ban on semi-automatic weapons and magazines over certain capacities in the state of Illinois. And where it goes from here, it could be months before there's a ruling. And is there going to be a ruling that blocks the law pending appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court so that people are safe from having to register their firearms come January 1st? That's the big question. And everybody's going to be holding their breath waiting for that ruling to be released. All right, follow along with me anytime, anywhere. Just search Bishop on Air. Bishop on Air. All right, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Bishop on Air. All right, coming back. President Joe Biden was in Chicago on yesterday. We'll hear from those who introduced him, and then we'll hear the president's speech, parts of it, and also we'll delve into what's it looking like for Hunter Biden with whistleblowers out and about. So stay tuned. Right now, 6:34 on WMAY.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the three big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg will meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the European Union summit. The 27 EU leaders will discuss protection of their eastern flank from Russian aggression and beefing up Ukraine's defense capabilities. Zelensky is set to address today's gathering by video link. Stoltenberg is widely expected to lead a discussion on the fallout from the weekend mutiny in Russia and the missing Russian general Sergei Surovikin. Springfield air quality is expected to improve throughout the day. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has descended on the Midwest, creating potential problems for vulnerable populations. Springfield medical providers say they've seen patients with respiratory problems caused by the smoke. The National Weather Service says winds are expected to shift in the hours ahead, so instead of bringing in smoke from the northeast, they will bring in warmer but cleaner air from the southwest. The Springfield Park District has finished improvements at 2 North End parks. Enos Park on North 7th Street has gotten a new playground, LED lighting, updated restrooms, and a water fountain that complies with requirements under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Gehrman Park, 4 blocks to the west, is getting a playground expansion, ADA-compliant improvements, LED lighting, and a new park entrance sign. Funding for the project was made available through an intergovernmental agreement between the Park District and the City of Springfield. Some of the best young golfers in the world will be teeing off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. 2 local lawmakers, one current and one former, are being recognized with an honorary road designation in their names. Officials in Leland Grove have designated a stretch of Chatham Road through their village as the McClure-Murphy Parkway. It pays tribute to State Senator Steve McClure and former Representative Mike Murphy. Both are being honored for their efforts to help secure funding for the Chatham Road resurfacing and other projects in Leland Grove. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Creer Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the yawn exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
When we open up the all-new Hyundai store on Stanford Avenue, Green Hyundai Corporation has promised Green Hyundai 350 to 400 new Hyundais a month for retail sale. So we must sell down all current new Hyundai inventory at Green Hyundai's home location on Dirksen Parkway.
To help Green Hyundai get rid of all the current new Hyundai's inventory, Hyundai Motor Finance brought Springfield 0% to Green Hyundai customers only with approved credit. They insisted Green Hyundai take their help. Hyundai then brought 3 years worth of free maintenance, oil changes, and tire rotations, sold in the month of May only.
By us selling more new Hyundais, it gets you, the consumer, more local trade-ins. Green Hyundai has 11 new Hyundais priced under $30,000, all backed up by America's best warranty.
So run, don't walk to the Memorial Day Construction Clearance Sales event only at Green Hyundai, 1200 South Dirksen Parkway across from JCPenney's.
At BOS, we know sometimes you don't want to talk to us, which is fine. Really, it's fine. So we've added things like mobile check deposit to our smartphone app, as well as the ability to deactivate your debit card if it gets lost or stolen, and even send money to your friends and family instantly, all without talking to a soul. Okay, it's too quiet now. Please come back and talk to us. Our app doesn't have free lollipops. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today. Visit bankwithbos.com. Member FDIC.
Less hassle, more travel. We've got connections to anywhere. The Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport remains open for you. Your hometown airport is committed to providing a safe, clean, and healthy travel experience. Security lines are short, parking is always free, and customer service is a top priority. Book your next American Airlines flight from SPI at aa.com. Fly local, fly SPI.
Take the easy way out.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
Get ready to rock as Broadway Under the Stars continues at the Muni, now playing Rock of Ages. This jukebox musical takes you back to the big bad 1980s, featuring big bands with big egos playing big guitar solos and sporting even bigger hair. Featuring hits from bands like Styx, Journey, REO Speedwagon, Twisted Sister, Pat Benatar, and more. Rock of Ages tells the story of a city boy and a small-town girl and how their band of friends saved the day and the music. UCB presents Rock of Ages, now playing through July 1st. Get tickets at the box office or themuni.org.
Save big money at Menards with 11% off everything for a fantastic 4th of July. Patriotic caps and t-shirts are on sale for just $3.99 each after rebate. Patriotic quad chairs with carrying bag, only $12.99 after rebate. Keep bugs away with big savings on insect repellents. An LED bug zapper bulb is just $2.97 after rebate. Good through July 4th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Looking to buy your next home or considering listing? My wife and I recommend choosing RE/MAX Professionals of Springfield, Fritz Pfister. Working with Fritz to find our new home in Sangamon County was truly a wonderful experience. He's prompt, responsive, and we had constant communication. He was committed to serving our needs and made our home buying experience an absolute pleasure. RE/MAX Professionals of Springfield, Fritz Pfister, 217-652-7653. 217-652-7653. Buying or selling a home? Fritz makes it easy.
Order your sub from the new Head West in-store kiosks, and you get a free brownie. Free brownie.
I don't want the same old thing. I got a craving for a Head West brownie today. Yeah!
I'm Peter Greenberg, and this is today's Ion Travel Minute. As more and more Americans are getting back on the road this summer, Americans are also speeding more. At the same time, it pays to know the dangers ahead of time. So which are America's deadliest roads with the highest fatality rates? Number one is U.S. Route 1 in Florida, which heads south on the state's east coast all the way down to the Florida Keys. Then there's U.S. Route 550 in Colorado, followed by Interstate 4, also in Florida. So watch your speed as well, as off-road obstacles on U.S. Route 17 in South Carolina, as well as Interstate 30 near Fort Worth, Texas, can be deadly. For more information, visit petergreenberg.com. I'm Peter Greenberg, and this is today's Ion Travel Minute. Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort, designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents, with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
President Joe Biden was in Chicago yesterday with an official speech about the economy, but really it was a campaign speech from beginning to end as he's seeking a second term in what's expected to be a just wild 2024 election cycle. Already is, as his chief opponent on the Republican side, seeking a Republican nomination, is facing several charges, both in state and federal courts. So fascinating to see that play out. But of course, President Biden, apparently he's starting his campaigning, and in Chicago is where he kicked it off. Now, before he got to Chicago, he stopped at the White House to talk with media, just to show you, I guess, in a way, does the president know geography? He was asked about what's going on in Russia and if Putin is losing his foothold in that war with Ukraine.
To what extent has Vladimir Putin been weakened by recent events? It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home.
What?
And he has become a bit of a fly around the world.
He's losing the war in Iraq, President Joe Biden says. There's not a war that Russia is waging in Iraq, so that's just kind of bizarre. But the president got to Chicago, and he was introduced by several elected officials, from Senator Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Danny Davis and others. And then the president got up there to talk about Bidenomics. Bidenomics. What is Bidenomics? Well, he says he didn't come up with it, but regardless, here's what the president had to say about his economic policies moving forward during a speech yesterday in Chicago.
This vision is a fundamental break from the economic theory that has failed America's middle class for decades now. It's called trickle-down economics, fundamental economics, trickle down. The idea was, it's belief that we should cut taxes for the wealthy and big corporations. And I know something about big corporations. There's more corporations in Delaware Incorporated than every other state in the union combined. I want them to do well, but I'm tired of waiting for the trickle down. It doesn't come very quickly. Not much trickle down at my dad's kitchen table growing up. Tax cuts for the wealthy. It wasn't paid for, and the estimated cost of his tax cut was $2 trillion. $2 trillion. Now Republicans are at it again, pushing tax cuts for large corporations and the wealthy and adding trillions of dollars to the deficit. Trillions. Folks, let me say it as clearly as I can. The trickle-down approach failed the middle class. It failed America. It blew up the deficit. It increased inequity, and it weakened our infrastructure. It stripped the dignity, pride, and hope out of communities, one after another, particularly through the Midwest, Western Pennsylvania, and heading west.
I think you can find plenty of economists that would say the trickle down was happening during the first 3 years of the Trump administration, but then COVID came and governments restricted the economy, and that caused problems.
I didn't come up with the name.
And then you've got the huge amount of debts that the feds put us in with the trillions of $4-some-odd trillion of COVID-19 relief. So, there's a lot of, I guess, in a way, rewriting of history, some would argue, of President Biden talking about trickle down doesn't work and, the tax cuts didn't work. They were. We had a rocking economy in 2019, but then COVID comes along, and it wasn't necessarily the federal actions. It was the state by state by state actions of shutting down economies that led to a plummeting unemployment situation, I should say skyrocketing unemployment situation. The overall economy was just, it was devastation because governments were restricting economic activity. So from that baseline is where President Joe Biden is really saying, he's doing great things. He's doing great things. More from President Joe Biden yesterday in Chicago.
Bidenomics. I didn't come up with the name. I really didn't. I now claim it, but they're the ones that used it first. I got asked by a press person this morning, getting on the helicopter in Washington, why, when I asked you about Bidenomics a long time ago, you said you didn't know what it was. I said, I didn't name it Bidenomics. I didn't realize The Economist and the Wall Street Journal did. But I think it's a plan that I'm happy to call Bidenomics. And guess what? Bidenomics is working. When I took office, the pandemic was raging and our economy was reeling. Supply chains are broken, millions of people unemployed, hundreds of thousands of small businesses on the verge of closing after so many had already closed. Literally hundreds of thousands on the verge of closing. Today, the U.S. has the highest economic growth rate, leading the world economies since the pandemic, the highest in the world. As Dick said, with his help, we created 13.4 million new jobs. More jobs in 2 years than any president has ever made in 4 and 2. We've seen record low unemployment for African Americans, record low unemployment for African Americans and Hispanic workers with disabilities. The lowest unemployment rate in 70 years for American women, and you make up half the economy and probably 2/3 of the brains. No, really, think about it.
So again, the president making a campaign speech, seeming to use the lows of the pandemic as the starting points where he talks about, hey, there were serious problems. We came out of it because of the Bidenomics, he says. But then he also talked about, inflation. It's half of where it was last year. But if you look at the chart, inflation skyrocketed when Biden took office and is still really high and pinching people pretty hardcore. So he goes on and talks about energy, talks about taxation. He wants to tax people more that make more money. He talked a bit about union workers and how he's really rooting for them to back his second term. But then he talked about the last bit of his address in Chicago. He talked about meeting with Xi Jinping. This is rather fascinating. This will help us get into the next conversation about whistleblowers coming forward, highlighting that investigations into the Biden family's finances were hindered. But here's President Biden yesterday.
I've long said, and I mean this, I was on the Tibetan Plateau with Xi Jinping. I traveled 17,000 miles with him. I've spoken with him more than any other head of state because it started when I was vice president, and President Hu was the president, and he was the vice president. We knew he was going to be successful. It was inappropriate for Barack to spend that time with him, but I spent a lot of time with him. I met alone with him, just he and I, and a simultaneous interpreter 68 times, 68 hours, 68 times, more than 68 hours. By the way, I turned in all my notes.
Obviously a joke about Trump document case.
That's the God's truth. He asked me, we're in the Tibetan Plateau, and he asked me, he said, can you define America for me? I said, yes, in one word, and I meant it. Possibilities. Possibilities. We're a land of possibilities. And I told him it's never been a good bet to bet against America. Never.
So he met with Xi Jinping 67 times, he says, traveled 17,000 miles with him when he was vice president. Well, what else was going on when Biden was vice president? Whistleblower coming forward. We'll share some of that coming up next year on WMAY. All right, stay tuned. 6:51 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions. And did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
Local, local, local. For 27 years, Just Beds has been your local mattress store for 27 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you will save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149, queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 27 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale and Springfield. Just Beds.
There are 3 words I always hear when someone from our staff is on the phone. We got it. Hi, it's Laurie from Rex Battery, and whenever somebody calls us and asks if we have a certain type of battery, the answer is always, we got it. Even in those very rare instances we don't, we know how to get it. And if we don't know how to get it, we'll build it. That's how committed we are to making sure you have the power you need. From model cars to real cars, from toys to tractors, dog collars to doorbells, riding mowers to remote keys. If it takes a battery, we have it at Rex Battery. Over 75,000 batteries in stock right now. So if you're wondering if we've got a battery, yep, we've got it. They're fresh, fully charged, and ready to go. Keeping Central Illinois fully powered for over 60 years. Rex Battery, Clear Lake, west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
John, the price of groceries is enough to send somebody into a panic mode these days.
Yeah, especially when the refrigerator goes kaput.
Even more so. We got a call from a customer who had that problem with a freezer load of those expensive groceries.
And that'll keep you awake at night just thinking about it.
Right. So, because Dick Van Dyke stocks the 100 most used parts, we were able to send a factory-trained tech out to her place to fix the problem before she lost any of that food.
And he wasn't some subcontractor either.
Trained right here locally by the team of Dick Van Dyke.
You know, one way to fight inflation?
Yep.
Keep from having to buy expensive stuff twice.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store, which means you have the comfort of knowing that if anything goes wrong, we'll make it right. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We stand behind what we sell. We offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Here at Warren Boynton State Bank, we're proud to be a true community bank since 1877. We remind you that the goal of a community bank is to work together with our customers and communities to help move them forward in positive ways. When we accept your deposits, we invest that money right back into this area, into homes, farms, and small businesses. One of our primary goals is to help this community in any way we can. And because we've invested in you, our friends and neighbors, our bank is safe and sound and in business to stay. We're sincere in our care and concern for this community. Our employers, directors, and managers are people you know, people who are dedicated to making this a better place to live. Discover what a true community bank is at Warren Boynton State Bank, 3030 Spring Mill Drive in Springfield. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Designed for curious travelers. Viking offers all-inclusive voyages on all 7 continents with no children and no casinos on board. Learn more at Viking.com.
Listen and watch the interviews with today's newsmakers on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe now. Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY.
So while President Joe Biden was talking about meeting with Xi Jinping while he was a Vice President of the United States, knowing that he loves his son Hunter very much, and actually Hunter Biden was aboard Air Force 2 a whole bunch, what a whistleblower has to say from the IRS is rather interesting and intriguing. And let's go ahead and hear some of that. The whistleblower's last name is Shapley, talked with CBS News, also talked with Fox News. Here's a little bit of what they had to say on Fox News last night.
And as far as the president's involvement in that?
So that's kind of the crux of one of the issues here is that we weren't allowed to ask questions about Dad. We weren't allowed to ask about the big guy. We weren't allowed to include certain names and document requests and search warrants. So, we were precluded from following that line of questioning.
Are you convinced, looking back at this now, that this was an effort to protect President Biden and his family?
We were conducting an investigation of Hunter Biden, and we were trying to follow the normal process. We were trying to get to the bottom of it, and ultimately, if it was going to lead to another individual, we should follow that to determine what is actually happening. But there were definitely hindrances that I've never seen before in my 14 years concerning this investigation that didn't allow us to follow through on investigation of any other individual to include President Biden.
Tracking the money. How did it go? Where do you think it is?
The money that Hunter Biden earned? Well,
where he spent it?
Yeah, a lot of it is spent.
But as far as the investigation goes, that was part of it. Tracking where it came from, where it went to.
Oh, absolutely.
And you had that down?
We feel like we did, but there were certain things that, when prosecutors don't allow you to put the subject's name on document requests or on search warrants, then, it raises the possibility that there's more information out there we didn't find, but based on all of the financial records that we did find they've been analyzed.
So again, the whistleblower went on to talk about how Hunter Biden spent money and tried to write it off on his taxes for prostitutes, hotels for drug dealers, memberships to sex clubs. Altogether, he's saying about $8+ million went from Biden and possibly out to other Biden family members, including, quote, the big guy, but the IRS and the DOJ didn't allow for the investigation to proceed. So that's starting to come to a head. Whether or not that changes things for the 2024 election, we shall see. All eyes on it. All right, stay tuned. More coming up.
Fly SPI Studios. Take the easy way out. WMAY FM, Taylorville. Springfield's news and talk is 92.7 WMAY.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Justin Finch. The nation's airline travel woes may very well linger into the weekend, and some passengers are at their wits' end.
I've got my wife who hasn't slept in like 36 hours. I've got 2 kids. They were just absolutely spent.
That's a husband and father at San Francisco International stuck with his family. Widespread cancellations and delays this week blamed on staffing shortages and bad weather, with today and tomorrow expected to be the busiest travel days ahead of the 4th of July holiday next week. More Canadian wildfire smoke drifting from the upper Midwest to the East Coast and south into Georgia today. Air quality alerts in effect for more than 20 states. Dr. Maeve McDurrow.
No matter whether you have underlying lung problems or not, whether you're at risk or not, there's potentially risk to your health and being outside and inhaling that air pollution.
That message in a new video from the Cleveland Clinic. The U.S. Supreme Court could make history today. Multiple major opinions are set for release starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, including decisions on President Biden's student loan forgiveness program.
I have sworn up and down that I am just not paying on these anymore.
That's 33-year-old Ashley Robinson in Washington, D.C., looking for some student loan relief. We're learning more about the audio obtained by ABC News, where former President Trump appears to talk about holding a classified document.
Donald Trump advisor Susie Wiles appears to be the person singled out in the classified papers indictment, who prosecutors claim Mr. Trump showed a classified map after leaving the White House. The recording shows the former president saying to her and others he should not be showing the map and to not get too close to see it. Susie Wiles has a top position in the Trump 2024 presidential campaign, and it's possible she may be called to testify in that case against him.
ABC's Andy Field. This is ABC News.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, coming up this hour, we got tons more to get to, including a bit of a reaction from you, especially in the Springfield area, to yesterday's council roundup and Tuesday's Springfield City Council meeting. We've also got an event coming up we'll highlight. Plus, a little bit later on, we'll have to talk about fireworks and more, so stay tuned. It's WMAY now, 7:03. I'm Greg Bishop.
News,
weather,
92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story: a Springfield man has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of a neighbor in 2019. 59-year-old David Smith had just been released from prison days before the murder of 80-year-old Donna Bricker in her home on East Elliott Street, where she had been beaten, strangled, and stabbed. The jury found that Smith's actions were exceptionally brutal and heinous and indicated wanton cruelty. Smith faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. Springfield air quality is expected to improve throughout the day. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has descended on the Midwest, creating potential problems for vulnerable populations. Springfield medical providers say they've seen patients with respiratory problems caused by the smoke. The National Weather Service says winds are expected to shift in the hours ahead. So instead of bringing in smoke from the northeast, they will bring in warmer but cleaner air from the southwest. Some of the best young golfers in the world will be teeing off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Career Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the yawn exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health: meditation. It starts with proper breathing. By breathing in slowly for 5 or 10 seconds and exhaling, counting the same way, for just a few minutes each day has been a big deal for many people as they reach a new level of relaxation. Now, that's just a start. If your feelings of depression and hopelessness are accentuated with drugs and alcohol, then you may need some professional help. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychiatrists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Gateway also uses meditation as a key component of their successful treatment. Your insurance covers the cost, and the Family Medical Leave Act protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
Get 11% off everything to complete your landscape project at Menards. Add beauty and an accent to your garden or walkway with Mini Crackle Solar LED Landscape Lights by Patriot Lighting. The LED light automatically turns on at dusk and off during the day and installs easily with no wiring headaches. Right now, just $3.99 each after 11% rebate. Good through July 4th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
This summer, Coors Light wants you to retire, even if it's only temporary. Take a break from your 9 to 5 for 9 holes of golf.
4.
Trade those spreadsheets for a bingo card.
B7. Oh, bingo!
Or swap your office chair for a water aerobics floaty.
Cool noodles up, everyone!
This summer, welcome to temporary retirement. Coors Light, made to chill. Copyright 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Listen at home with your Amazon smart speaker. Alexa, play WMAY 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Here's what we believe at Rex Battery. You should be able to find the right battery when you need it. Our company started when my dad needed a battery for his car, and he built it himself. Today, more than 50 years later, we are still making sure you can find the right battery you need. And that includes the common batteries people use every day to the hard-to-find batteries used in big farm equipment. While online outlets are struggling with supply chain issues, we have shelves full of batteries. The best part is we're right here in town and ready to help today. Hearing aids, power tools, and the car in your garage. If it takes a battery, you can find the battery at Rex Battery, Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X
Here's what's happening right now at Green Certified West.
Not another goat dropping. Hey guys, another goat dropping.
A what?
The goats. They keep dropping the prices on all these quality pre-owned vehicles. I wasn't what I was expecting.
The goats are just doing what they do best, giving the Green Certified West customers their very best deals and amazing customer service.
These prices are too low. We have a business to run. Hey, you, goat, not another dropping on my lot.
Come see the Goat Squad at Green Certified West for your very best deal.
If your computer is showing signs of slowing down, bring it to BLH Computers. They've restored thousands of computers once thought destined for a replacement. Remember, if you bought it from BLH Computers, repairs are free, as in no charge for labor. In-stock replacement parts are free as well. Those are just some of the details of the exclusive BLH guarantee. So if it's taking you longer to get your computer work done, it could just be a small repair. Bring it to BLH Computers for a complete diagnosis. BLH Computers in Jacksonville, Taylorville, Springfield, and online at blhcomputers.com.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
So I never know who listens every morning. I know a lot of you listen while you're getting ready to go to work. Maybe you've got it on in the background while you're working out. Or maybe you're a business owner and you're getting the day's news and the latest things you need to know before you go and find out what kind of stuff you got to deal with your business. Well, if you are a business owner or anybody really who's looking to sponsor a great cause, I've got some gentlemen with me today to talk about an opportunity for you to take advantage of. And that is helping out the Salvation Army. And joining me in studio right now is Mike Thomas and Jeff Dillman. Gentlemen, thanks for taking time with us this morning. And let's get right on into it. Great to see both of you. Mike, we saw each other not long ago. Mm-hmm. Jeff, I haven't seen you in probably years. I might have seen you out and about somewhere, but
maybe Facebook, social media, but it's been years.
It's been years since we've had a face-to-face. So good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So what do we got going on with a sponsorship opportunity to help out the Salvation Army?
Sure, yeah. It's thanks again for having us, Greg. We're happy to be here with you this morning. You know, Salvation Army, we have a beautiful facility on Martin Luther King Drive, the old Gold's Gym. And that gymnasium over there receives a lot of foot traffic. We've been really fortunate to have different events from pickleball to dodgeball, kids basketball, volleyball. So a lot of foot traffic coming in and out of there. And we're admiring this beautiful space and thinking, man, wouldn't it be cool if we had some businesses sponsorship so they can have some visibility with their signs and their brand along the facility there? And we have a few different ways that businesses and individuals can do that.
Well, and I tell you, the facility is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I was there for the dodgeball tournament. Mm-hmm. Just the way the gym's set up, the concession area, everything is pristine. It's beautiful. What kinds of other events are there? Is there kids events and basketball tournament? I mean, just a whole bunch of things going on.
Yeah, about everything you can think of. From little clinics to practices to actual games and tournaments happen there. The specs last year, over 1,900 groups used that facility last year, and we had over 5,000 people attended events in 2022. And we're expecting to surpass that even this year with the things that we have on the books.
So Jeff, tell us a bit about how you guys are reaching out. Of course, coming on the air here is one way to do it. But you've got a lot of connections in the business community yourself.
We do. Serve as the fundraising chairman here for the Salvation Army. And actually what Michael had said, there's 521,000 footprints that walks through this.
Wow.
And that just blew me away. A good way to get involved is a premier sponsorship. It's a $2,000 sponsorship that lasts for 1 year. You get very good signage within that gym. The gymnasium location. You can pick your location. Mm-hmm. We can do a social media blast. Give you some social media love. We also have a tier sponsorship, which is $1,000. A little smaller sign, but you still get the choice to pick where you want to put your sign. And we also have outside gym. I believe it's court number 2 is a annual sponsorship, which is a little bit more. It's $5,000. But that's 521,000 people that's going to see it. So far, we've got CEFQ on board. We've got Agility Communications. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We've got Shills.
That's great.
So Shills is always a proud partner of ours. And we have Sickage. So we have a lot of targets. We have a lot of people that's interested. We kind of got into this just a little late. We missed some budgets of some of the businesses, but we're out talking about it, and it's a great opportunity to get some good exposure.
And I would imagine this is something, too, that could continue to evolve in the future as you guys get more and more events and seeing more and more foot traffic. Again, 500, what do you guys...
521,000 plus.
I mean, that's a lot of eyeballs that are going to be seeing some businesses' names, and I think it's, again, a pristine place. It's easy to get to. Parking's easy. Plenty of facility space, and the types of events that can happen there are just, endless, right?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
you could have wrestling tournaments, I would imagine. You could have, basketball tournament, pickleball. You got it all there with the concession stand and just the incredible amount of facilities. If people want to, rent the facility out, how does that work, and does that help out the Salvation Army as well?
We do, yeah. And, just kind of recap, all the money that we raise here for this event and throughout the Salvation Army efforts stays local, and we have different services from veteran services to homeless ministry. We do a lot of outreach in the community. We have a food pantry that's really high integrity and dignity where individuals get to come and shop. So again, I always just like to highlight those different things, that the money actually stays local and helps in so many different ways.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Greg, we do a lot of birthday parties, as you can imagine, for the kids in the community, different community events. Lucky Horseshoes has had an event there where just raising awareness and things like that. So different opportunities. We have different size space. So not just the gymnasium, but we have a little, kind of sunroom space over there off the gymnasium that can be utilized as well. The best thing to do is just call the Salvation Army, and they can talk to you about different pricing to rent the facilities.
Well, I would imagine, too, there's a seasonal component, right? I mean, obviously it's hot out. People are going to want to be outside and doing things, but we know Illinois winters, and it can get kind of brutal and cold, and people still want to move around and have some fun, play some things that are going to get their heart rate up and have some parties. So obviously that's an opportunity there. And I would imagine the earlier people get in and secure their time slot,
don't wait.
The better.
That's right.
Don't
That's
wait.
right.
So again, give us all the details if you're a business owner, if you've got a little bit more in your budget that you can give to get a sponsorship going to help out the Salvation Army and get your brand in front of eyeballs that come through the Salvation Army facility. Jeff, tell us how people can make that happen.
Well, first of all, we'll give you a number, 217-679-9174. That'll go right to me. Once again, it's $2,000 for a premier sponsorship, $1,000 for a tier, $5,000 for court 2. Give us a call. Follow social media. We'd love to have you.
Jeff Dillman, Mike Thomas, thank you both for taking time with us today. The Salvation Army does great work here locally. You can keep those dollars locally. If you're a business, you can help out the Salvation Army, but also get some advertising.
That's right.
So it's a win-win for everybody involved. Jeff, Mike, thank you both for taking time with us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. Now 7:17, let's take a look at Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast, where today you've got a high of around 90 degrees. And that smoke, guys, is it clearing out there? It is. It is? Better than it was yesterday, right? Yeah, okay, well, that's good. We can see the clouds at least today, so that's good. But yeah, smoke possible throughout the day, diminishing. We'll see a possibility of some showers and storms. Showers and storms tomorrow with a high of 92, Saturday and Sunday. Showers likely. I'm loving this forecast because my rain barrels are starting to dry up. So we've got the possibility of showers all throughout the weekend with highs in the mid to upper 80s. Right now, it's about 74 degrees at 7:17 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Culver's West on Wabash is hiring for all shifts and all positions. Apply today in person.
Hey, business owners, recruitment is tough, isn't it? And it doesn't seem to be getting any easier. Here are some things to remember. Your best recruit is working somewhere else right now, so they're not going to be attending job fairs or browsing classifieds. Try building a profile of your best employee. Then let's talk to more of those people. But it's not just about radio. It's that combined with targeted digital campaigns spearheaded by local people like us. My name's Dave Dennis. Look me up at MidwestFamilySPI.com. And let's talk about your next step to business success in this changing world.
Hendricks Home Furnishings grand reopening kicks off with an open house Saturday, July 1st. I'm Jennifer Hendricks. Come celebrate with giveaways and complimentary lunch. Register to win a Lazy Boy sofa, 2 separate Lazy Boy recliners, gift certificates, and cash prizes. See factory authorized discounts from brands like Craftmaster, Southern Motion, Canadell, and more to update your home. Come by July 1st for food giveaways and big-time savings. Hendricks Home Furnishings, Route 4, Vernon.
John, the price of groceries is enough to send somebody into a panic mode these days.
Yeah, especially when the refrigerator goes kaput.
Even more so. We got a call from a customer who had that problem with a freezer load of those expensive groceries.
And that'll keep you awake at night just thinking about it.
Right. So, because Dick Van Dyke stocks the 100 most used parts, we were able to send a factory-trained tech out to her place to fix the problem before she lost any of that food.
And he wasn't some subcontractor either.
Trained right here locally by the team of Dick Van Dyke.
You know, one way to fight inflation?
Yep.
Keep from having to buy expensive stuff twice.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store, which means you have the comfort of knowing that if anything goes wrong, we'll make it right. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We stand behind what we sell. We offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Well, it's Independence Day just around the corner, and you can declare independence from that junk vehicle you've got and find your family's next ride with Green Hyundai Certified. Mike Quimby standing by with his crew to tell you what you got going on at Green Hyundai today, Mike.
That's right, Greg. Hey, it's time to trade up, guys. That's for sure. And the situation is very good for you as a buyer right now. You are in the driver's seat. We have inventory on the ground. We have the Motor Trend's top pick in SUVs for 2023 is the Hyundai Palisade. That's amazing. The 7-8 passenger Palisade over any other. It's better gas mileage, sells for less, and has more luxury, according to Motor Trend magazine, and that's big. So, and then the top SUV under $30,000 is the Hyundai Tucson. It sells for a base price of $28,000. You're looking for gas mileage? We got those. Hybrid blue, Hyundai Elantra hybrid blue, and these vehicles are true blue with 55 miles to the gallon in the city. That is extraordinary. So we're ready for you. We've got Savannah interest rates as low as 2.9. We have some 0 available on select models. So we're ready. We're ready to finish up June and get into the 4th of July weekend. So it's big, big, big. So stop out and see us. Yep, Green Hyundai, your car dealer, 1200 South Dirksen Parkway.
Have a great day, Mike. We'll talk tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Greg, thank you.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Listen on demand at WMAY.com. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
Should fireworks be legal in Illinois? It's something that's around this time we got to debate it, right? And hear from you at 217-629-7970. Should fireworks be legal in the state of Illinois? Now, apparently you can go out and buy sparklers and snakes and those little tanks that you light the fuse and then it just spits some sparklers. But those aren't the big cannons, right? That you can launch, and it's got the just glorious display in the sky of all the colors. And I tell you, I grew up in the suburbs of St. Louis in Missouri, right? St. Charles, St. Peter's. Every 4th of July, we would get grosses of bottle rockets, right? Not just the one pack. No, you got the, what was in a gross? Like 12? 12 packages of bottle rockets. And I'm not condoning this. And I don't think that anybody should let their children do this. All right, I was kind of a latchkey kid, but we would have bottle rocket wars. I learned it from my older brothers, who are 10 and 11 years older than me. But we would have bottle rocket wars where you'd get a Roman candle and, it would be spent. You already blasted that off. And then you would use the Roman candle. Again, I probably shouldn't tell people how to do it, but yeah, it's duh. And then you put the bottle rocket in there, and you get your punk, and then you'd then you'd go around and you'd shoot it, and we'd have bottle rocket wars. Feels like a totally different era. But you can't get bottle rockets in Illinois. You can't get Roman candles in Illinois. But I know plenty of you are going across state lines to get it. Every year, either I or somebody else on my team, we call to neighboring states fireworks stands. The big stands that sometimes they're indoors, they're open 24 hours a day, they're right on across the border, and we ask them how many Illinois driver's license plates they see. And it's always at least 30%, 50%, 55%, more than half. They see Illinois driver's plates in their parking lots. So it begs the question, all the tax revenue that Illinois is missing out on there. So the question to you is, should we legalize fireworks in the state of Illinois? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Bishop.
Hey.
The question is, yes, they should legalize them, just like you said, all the tax dollars. But this is the no fun state, and it doesn't involve. It involves having fun, so therefore they will never allow it.
So
never.
I mean, what's wrong with sparklers? What's wrong with snakes? Those aren't fun.
Yeah, for a 2-year-old. Or maybe a 6-year-old, I guess, not a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I was going to say, keep the 2-year-olds away from the snakes.
No, not a 2-year-old for sure. I'm sorry. Don't let your 2-year-olds hold sparklers or light snakes, please.
Right. Yeah, and listen, I mean, I've heard that before, that Illinois is a no-fun state. But, on the flip side, those who oppose legalizing fireworks point to, whatever number of individuals who burn themselves severely or, God forbid somebody blows off an appendage of sorts. But they point to the public safety concerns. But also, in places like Chicago and even here in Springfield, you get people complaining about, private fireworks displays popping off at all times. And you'll hear the fireworks going off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You're like, guys, it's not even dark out yet. You're wasting that. You are wasting that. Wait until at least the sun goes down a little bit before you launch your fireworks that you bought over in Missouri. But then it's not just around the 4th of July, it's even after the 4th of July. So it's always interesting to see what kind of police reports there are during 4th of July, if they showed up to a fireworks display, if they reacted to it or actually issued some citations or whatever the case may be. But you've got individuals worried about the sound and how that could ruin their evening. You've got individuals worried about the public safety aspect of it. But I want to hear from you at 217-629-7970. Should fireworks be legal in Illinois? And I'm talking about, the consumer level fireworks that you don't have to get a permit for from, the city, for instance. Should fireworks be legal in the state of Illinois? Somebody on YouTube says, yes. Let's see here. Nothing worth celebrating anymore. I'm planning a huge party with Creepy Joe and Hunter. Go to the Gray Bar Hotel. Okay, I don't know what that is. But anyways, let's get some more of your thoughts. Should fireworks be legal in the state of Illinois? 217-629-7970. One last call here before the news. Good morning. You're on WMAY. What's up?
Hey, as far as like legal fireworks, there's a town that solved that problem. They did a huge display, one of a kind. They made the largest snake display ever.
What?
They live in Colorado.
So what do you mean the largest snake display? Was it just like a huge disc that they lit on fire with a blowtorch? And what did it? I'm gonna have to look this up.
It was in South Park.
Oh.
The large charcoal snake.
I don't remember that episode.
You got to look it up.
Listen, my wife, Megan, is an encyclopedic knowledge of South Park, so if she's listening right now, she probably knew I was getting trolled, and it was a South Park episode. We just recently pulled up the James Cameron South Park episode where he went into the depths to bring the bar back up. There's so much gold in South Park, and they're so prescient. It's like they got a crystal ball, right? And they could just see the future. I love it. All right, appreciate the call. We'll get more of your calls after the break. Should Illinois legalize fireworks? All right, 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. That's the phone number here. So stay tuned. We'll get to your calls in just moments on WMAY. Now 7:31 from Culver's West on Wabash.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the three big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. Farmers markets across the country provided a place for people to shop outdoors and support local businesses during the pandemic. The new vendors that opened during the pandemic and the people they attracted are sticking with farmers markets, and it's shaping up to be a strong year. Small vendors say the markets offer them access to customers and a connection to the community. The Old Capitol Farmers Market on the corner of 4th and Adams Street in Springfield is open every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. through the end of October. A Springfield man has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of a neighbor in 2019. 59-year-old David Smith had just been released from prison days before the murder of 80-year-old Donna Bricker in her home on East Elliott Street, where she had been beaten, strangled, and stabbed. The jury found that Smith's actions were exceptionally brutal and heinous and indicated wanton cruelty. Smith faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. Springfield air quality is expected to improve throughout the day. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has descended on the Midwest, creating potential problems for vulnerable populations. Springfield medical providers say they've seen patients with respiratory problems caused by the smoke. The National Weather Service says winds are expected to shift in the hours ahead, so instead of bringing in smoke from the northeast, they will bring in warmer but cleaner air from the southwest. Work is underway on 4 new radio towers that will improve communications among first responders across Sangamon County. The nearly $14 million project will bring all Sangamon County public safety agencies into one system, providing clear communications when multiple agencies are responding to emergencies. Brant, Bunomatic, and the village of Illiopolis have all provided land for the county to lease for the new towers, which should be up and running by next April. Some of the best young golfers in the world will be teeing off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Career Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
WMAY News, brought to you by The Inn at 835. Let The Inn at 835 handle your next business or social gathering with style.
What are you hungry for?
Obed and Isaac sounds good.
They're always busy.
Yeah, they are. It's because the food is great. The selection of craft beer is amazing, and it's downtown. It couldn't be at a better location.
What if we have to wait?
We'll put in our name, give them our number to text us when our table is ready, and then go next door to the 7th Street Cidery and start there.
I like the way you think. They serve meads too, right?
Yeah, they do. You can get your mead, and I'll start with a flight of cider. They're constantly getting new ciders on tap all the time.
What if Obed's isn't busy and they seat us right away?
The cidery doesn't close till 11, so we can just finish the night there.
You've got this all figured out, don't you?
Yeah, I do. You should see my reward points that I've built up.
So, you're buying, right?
I didn't say that.
That's what I heard.
No, you didn't.
Obed and Isaac's Microbrewery, located in downtown Springfield, right next door to the 7th Street Cidery. Enjoy.
X with a double X battery. Generations of power. Batteries of all shapes and sizes. Excellent service. Exceptional value.
They're called Motobat batteries, and we have them at Rex. Motobats are batteries for motorcycles that are powerful enough to handle all your accessories. As you add new gadgets to your motorcycle, the standard factory battery may not be enough to handle it all. The Motobat battery is designed to send enough juice to the whole motorcycle and keep you moving down the road. At Rex Battery, we have all kinds of batteries for all kinds of vehicles. The Motobat battery has a quad flex terminal design, shortening the path to the battery cable. That means you get quicker power delivery and improved starting ability. If you have a motorcycle, you need Motobat. Rex Battery on Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
X with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Everywhere you are with TuneIn Radio, the WMAY app, or at WMAY.com. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
Hey, just want to take a minute to tell you about BLH Computers because they are the place to take that laptop, maybe even that desktop, when it starts to slow down because it's slowing you down and you want to get back up to speed as quickly as possible. I don't have the exact count, but I think it's safe to say that BLH Computers has repaired well over tens of thousands of computers. Heck, it might be even the millions by now. But when you purchase a computer over at BLH Computers, you get something that you're not going to be getting at that big box store, and that is the exclusive BLH guarantee, which means all repairs are free, no labor charges, all the in-stock parts are free, and because BLH Computers is the largest electronics recycler in the region, they pretty much always have those parts that you need in stock. Don't forget to take those old electronics that have just been sitting around the house for a very long time. You can take them into BLH Computers for safe recycling. So all those small repairs that you've been putting off for maybe many months, you can take it over to the fine folks at BLH Computers that can help you out. Locations in Springfield, Jacksonville, also in Taylorville. Like and follow them on Facebook, and you can get all the details online, blhcomputers.com.
Broadcasting live the entire summer here at Green Hyundai, low overhead east side, Dirksen Parkway. Mike Quimby, those number ones just keep adding up.
How about TrueCar, one of the top auto sites for the number one SUV under $30,000, the Tucson. Really proud of that. 32 miles the gallon on that vehicle. And then under $40,000, number one, Hyundai Santa Fe, and number three, the Palisade. Folks, these cars are special and they're ready for you at Green Hyundai.
That's awesome, Mike. You've got these brand new incentives that also roll out all summer long.
That's right. The Ioniq 5 at $5,000 on the SE version. That's a lot of dough. These cars are all backed up by America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
And as always, Mike, it's not about the cars.
It is truly, truly about you people. We want your business. We're Green Hyundai, Dirksen Parkway, Springfield.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI Studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
Back taking your calls on whether or not Illinois should legalize fireworks beyond just the sparklers and snakes. You want the big stuff, or do you? 217-629-7970. That's the phone number where you can chime in live and local. Again, 217-629-7970. Got comments on YouTube saying Chicago's big on safety. Somebody else saying they're trying to take away our Second Amendment rights. I doubt fireworks are coming back. LOL. Others saying they're trying to take away Second Amendment rights. I highly doubt fireworks coming back. It's for the kids, someone else says. So, yeah, what do you think? Should Illinois allow for fireworks to be bought? Because I know people who do go across state lines and they buy fireworks anyways. And that tax dollar is going to out of state instead of being kept here in Illinois. So what do you think? 217-629-7970. Let's go ahead and get those calls lined up. I got full phone lines, getting those all queued up here. So please be patient. You're up first. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Yeah, look, I'm totally in favor of, people want to buy any kind of fireworks they want. They should allow to. The issue that I have is I want it to be controlled in terms of locations. It shouldn't be in residential areas just because you want to do fireworks or, blow your genitals off because you just can't help but love 4th of July so much. That's your business. But, I'm a disabled veteran. I don't want to hear that crap when I'm trying to go to sleep in my house. And so there should be zoned areas for where you can use that stuff and not so much concerned about, who can buy it.
Yeah, and not just the zone where people can do it, but also the time that people can do it, right? Because you don't want fireworks going off at 10 o'clock at night or at midnight or at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, that sounds like a decent compromise, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, it's just like music, right? Like, I love music. I just don't love music at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to sleep and I'm trying to get my 3-year-old daughter to bed.
Right on. No, I appreciate that. 217-629-7970. So, yes, that caller wants fireworks, but with some restrictions as to time and location. Seems like an interesting compromise. 217-629-7970. You're up next. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we should definitely have them legal, but get permits. And I don't know about the zoning. I don't know how you're going to be able to do that, but light them off at 9 and be done by 11.
So, yeah, you want permits. Well, people can get permits, and that's kind of part of the process in Illinois is, you got municipalities across the state that light off all kinds of different huge displays of fireworks. I mean, there's a whole list of, displays that are available for the 4th of July weekend here in Springfield and the surrounding area. So there is a permitting process, but as far as the individual out there to be able to go out and purchase and set those off, that's illegal.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. We get permits for individual people. At least it gives them, I think it's going to control it to some degree, and you're not going to have a bunch of people just going out and buying the big fireworks.
Right on. I appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. Let's get another one in here. Good morning. Your thoughts? Should we legalize fireworks in the state of Illinois? Good morning.
Yeah, 100%. I think we should legalize them. I think for far too long we've allowed our government to cave to fractional minorities, groups of people, in the opinions. So I don't think we'll ever get them back. But I mean, it's the celebration of America, people. I mean, it's Freedom Week. We just got rid of Jim Leach. I think it should be the biggest fireworks show ever.
All right. Hey, Jim left on his own accord. Nobody got rid of Jim, and best to him on his future endeavors. But no, got you down. All right, so legalizing fireworks, 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. Let's get your calls in and find out where you stand on this issue. You can also email bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can even comment on YouTube where people are talking about bigger bang for your buck. Maybe if they had something like a car show where they can get together and have fireworks type show, and that type of stuff does happen. You know, like I said, I mean, you've got municipalities across the state and in the region that get the permits in place and the professionals to put together the displays and the fire crews to make sure that everything's above board. You've got even the issues around droughts that could impact fireworks displays. So let's hear from you at 217-629-7970 about whether or not fireworks should be legalized in the state of Illinois. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Hey, Greg, that was nice that McNeil's gone, too. Bye, buddy.
All right. Got you down. But where do you stand on the fireworks issue? All right. Yep. That's interesting. People just want to chime in on hosts finding different opportunities elsewhere. So I'm still here, and I'm taking your phone calls live and local at 217-629-7970. Fireworks, should they be legal in the state of Illinois? Again, 217-629-7970. I grew up in the suburbs of St. Louis in Missouri, and it was always a yearly thing. We'd go to the fireworks stand. We'd, buy a couple of dozen different types of fireworks, ranging from, Roman candles to grosses of bottle rockets to some of those cannon type things that you can launch, and the little parachute things that come down. And we would launch them all throughout the 4th of July and Independence Day holiday. And we'd do it in the middle of the day. We'd do it from our driveway. In the backyard, you could sit back and see just the incredible numbers of displays that are all across the neighborhood. So yeah, fireworks, should they be legal in the state of Illinois? Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Yes. I'm 100% for fireworks to be legal in the state of Illinois, because when I was a kid, I couldn't get them and I missed them out. Instead of them, and I have to go to Indiana to buy them.
Well, and that's not the only place people are going, right? I mean, they go to Missouri, they go to Kentucky, and these states have permanent fireworks stands set up right along the border looking for that out-of-state dollar, and they get that out-of-state dollar quite a bit. Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. Somebody else on YouTube saying, well, around Pontiac, everyone seems to set off illegal fireworks all year. Cops don't seem to care. And one of the things that we always hear from at least local police every year is, they get X number of calls about fireworks displays, not being sanctioned, but by the time police show up to a location, people are done setting off fireworks, and it's hard to, unless you go into their backyard, which I think you'd probably need a warrant for. I don't know. It gets a little bit more difficult to, prosecute such a thing because, fireworks display, somebody's personal display might last less than 10 minutes. So how it goes from there. If you can't catch them in the act, then it might be a little bit difficult. So it depends on the local law enforcement and how they respond to it. But you do have a lot of people who go out of state to buy fireworks and bring them back here to Illinois and set them off. And should that be legal? Because right now it's not. And you've got a whole host of regulations in place and safety concerns and noise concerns. So obviously it's It's a debate that is an annual tradition here in the state to find out whether or not fireworks should be allowed in the state of Illinois. I would love to hear from you. You can email me, bishoponair@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. All right, 7:48, and let's take a look at Springfield's dependable 5-day forecast. You got a little bit of smoke still out there, but it seems to be dissipating more and more, and expecting some heavy rain today. Looking forward to that. The high of 89, possibility of some showers and storms tonight, the low of 70. Friday, warming up to a high of 92 with a chance of storms. Storms likely Friday night. Saturday, storms likely, the high of 88. Sunday, showers likely, the high of 83. And then back to work Monday, 86 the high with mostly sunny skies. Do have a slight chance of showers on Monday. Right now, it's 74 degrees at 7:49 from Culver's West on Wabash.
Deliver smiles, butter burgers, fresh custard, and great service. Culver's West on Wabash is hiring for all positions.
Every industry has specialists, like Alan here. He knows radiators.
Radiators. I love them. Don't even talk to me about brakes or fuel lines.
Just radiators.
Radiators.
Sally is a specialist in cakes.
I think pies are an abomination.
Really? Pies?
Yuck.
Then we have Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. You know what they're great at? Appliances. Nothing else. No TVs, no computer printers, no radiators.
Who's got a problem with radiators?
Nobody, Alan, but you can't get one at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Too bad. They're missing out.
I'm Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. All we do is appliances. And when that's all you do it better than anyone else. Our associates on our sales floors know more about them. Our delivery people are better at installing them. And our technicians are better at fixing them. All right here in Central Illinois. Wow!
I can't believe you don't like pies, though.
What do I look like, some kind of a peasant?
No.
Cakes are really the best thing.
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
We're celebrating Hendricks Home Furnishings' grand reopening. I'm Jennifer Hendricks. Our suppliers are offering special savings on nearly every line, from Cannondale Dining to Hooker Furniture, Durham, Illinois-based Green Gables, and more, with seating, tables, rugs, and decor. Win a Lazy Boy sofa, recliners, gift certificates, and cash prizes. Browse our renovated, expanded showroom. Let our family put our decades of expertise to work for you with huge savings at our grand reopening. Hendricks Home Furnishings, Route 4, Burden.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health, and it doesn't cost a thing. Spending time outside. That's right, the natural light, the wind against your skin, the sounds and fragrances of the season all work in concert to help you feel better. Now, you can't treat clinical depression and addiction with just one step. Those are more serious problems, especially with drugs and alcohol. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychologists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Your insurance covers treatment, and the Family Medical Leave protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE, 877-505-HOPE, and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine. Saving lives.
The shortest distance between you and a Head West sub is now through the new in-store kiosks.
I don't want the same old thing. I got a craving for a Head West brownie today. Yeah!
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-635-3311. That's 1-800-635-3311. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-635-3311. That's 1-800-635-3311.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. That's right, free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/joy.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Take Springfield's morning news with Greg Bishop everywhere with the free WMAY mobile app. 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's news and talk.
Got to turn that microphone on. Big day today. You've got the 7th Circuit Court of U.S. Appeals, U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, 7th Circuit. They're going to be hearing the litigation against Illinois' gun and magazine ban, but also the ban against guns and magazines in Naperville, Chicago, and Cook County. Put that on your calendar. 9:30 is when that's going to go live at the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals YouTube page. So just search that out and you'll be able to watch that. We'll be reviewing a lot of that tomorrow and getting your reaction to it as well. So that'll be part of the program tomorrow. But also note, we're going to be out on the road tomorrow out at Panther Creek and looking at the golf tournament that's playing out there. You've been hearing the advertisements. Well, we're taking the show on the road tomorrow to talk with all kinds of officials from the tour and from Panther Creek and talk all about golf. And I'm going to be a little bit out of my element because I can't golf. I mean, I've tried to sometimes. My slice is horrible. I need to just go to a driving range and just hit ball after ball after ball just to find that sweet spot. I don't even know how to find it. But I can't golf. I don't know. If anybody wants to invite me to be, their driver for their golf cart, cool. I can do that. I can also drink beers, but I can't drive a ball to save my life. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a fun show. Looking forward to that, but also informative as we unpack all of the arguments that were made in this morning's litigation concerning Illinois' gun and magazine ban. So it's going to be a big day. A lot of people have been waiting for that, and what exactly the outcome is going to be on the litigation against the gun and magazine ban. Still, it could be months away, and who the judges are on the panel, we don't know. It's like a lottery they do. So could they put on some? Somebody says putt. I can do putt. I can putt, and I can do a little bit of wedge action, but I can't drive a ball to save my life. But anyways, so what judges are going to be on the panel hearing the case today? Still elusive. We don't know. It's a mystery. And whether or not those judges on the panel are able to ultimately, what way they lean, we don't know yet. And this is all, culminating. And I think there's a lot of frustration with people because of how slow the courts move. But keep in mind, today's hearing is on an expedited basis, which, they had a tight brief schedule where they had to file briefs throughout in short order. And they got those briefs filed, and now the expedited hearing is going to take place. 9:30 at a courthouse in Chicago, in federal court. And it's going to be fascinating, especially as there's gun control advocates going to be protesting outside of the court. So that's going to bring a different element to it as well. Hey, I'm Greg Bishop. Thanks for hanging out. You can always chime in live and local at 217-629-7970. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just search Bishop on Air, and we can connect that way. Coming up next hour, though, we'll talk with the Central Illinois Food Bank. And then I want to get into some local politics. And in particular, what's going on with the Springfield City Council, where in the past few weeks, we've seen interesting displays of some alderpeople saying that they might as well just break off from the city council, and saying that, some people are Republicans when they're not, and, even seemingly, according to at least one citizen who addressed the council this week, putting people up to criticize other members of the city council. So we'll review some of that as well and get your calls at 217-629-7970. All right, stay tuned. Another hour to go here for Thursday's program, Springfield's Morning News. Don't forget about that forecast where you've got a high of around 89 today, heavy rain expected. Possibility of showers and storms continues tonight to the low of 70. For Friday, chance of showers and storms, the high of 92. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're looking at a chance of storms basically all weekend long with highs in the mid to upper 80s. It's 8 o'clock now, 75 degrees.
From the Fly SPI studios, take the easy way out. WMAY FM, Taylorville, Springfield's News and Talk is 92.7 WMAY.
Here's the latest from ABC News. I'm Justin Finch. Airline travel troubles appear to be easing. Just 365 nationwide cancellations this morning after a nightmare of airline cancellations and delays this week.
After that slew of cancellations led United Airlines to blame the FAA, citing their air traffic control staffing issues. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg telling ABC News there's room for improvement at the FAA, but that's not the only cause.
Statistics make clear that FAA availability issues are not even close to being the number one cause of delays and cancellations.
But the Department of Transportation's own report said the FAA continues to face staffing shortages.
ABC's Gio Benitez. So why the travel trouble?
There are 14 flights a day on United from Chicago to New York. It's much easier to cancel one flight and reaccommodate passengers on a flight that's leaving in an hour than it would be if they canceled the flight to Aruba that only leaves once a day.
ABC News transportation reporter Sam Sweeney. The Supreme Court expected to release multiple major opinions this morning on affirmative action, abortion rights, LGBTQ rights, and possibly President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. A former New York City school official now facing 20 years behind bars in a case that started with chicken tenders. ABC's Aaron Kotersky says Eric Goldstein is one of 4 people convicted of several charges.
Goldstein was convicted of extortion charges that accused him of taking bribes from the operators of a food services company to make sure city schools served its yogurt, hamburgers, and chicken products. Those products were pulled after someone choked on a bone that hadn't been removed from a chicken tender. And Goldstein only agreed to reinstate the product after he was paid more money and given an ownership stake in the business.
This is ABC News.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
All right, coming up, we will talk with the Central Illinois Food Bank on how you can help them stock up. Plus, we'll keep an eye on what's going on with the U.S. Supreme Court. They've got some pretty large rulings that are expected today, so we'll update you on that and also talk a little bit about some local politics. So stay tuned. It's coming up here with Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. It's now 8:04.
News.
Weather.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. Illinois will receive more than $1 billion in federal funding to increase access to high-speed internet in unserved areas around the state as part of the federal infrastructure spending law.
News.
Weather.
92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story. A Springfield man has been found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of a neighbor in 2019. 59-year-old David Smith had just been released from prison days before the murder of 80-year-old Donna Bricker in her home on East Elliott Street, where she had been beaten, strangled, and stabbed. The jury found that Smith's actions were exceptionally brutal and heinous and indicated wanton cruelty. Smith faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. Springfield air quality is expected to improve throughout the day. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has descended on the Midwest, creating potential problems for vulnerable populations. Springfield medical providers say they've seen patients with respiratory problems caused by the smoke. The National Weather Service says winds are expected to shift in the hours ahead, so instead of bringing in smoke from the northeast, they will bring in warmer but cleaner air from the southwest. Some of the best young golfers in the world will be teeing off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Career Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the yawn exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
Why do residents love Springfield Supportive Living? Just ask Mike.
I am so glad that I came here. I really appreciate that they have Wi-Fi here because I like playing on my tablet and looking up things and playing games, and I'm just happy that they have that.
With an experienced staff every step of the way.
I get along with them really well. They're a lot of fun, and it's just been a really good experience.
SpringfieldSupportiveLiving.com.
Springfield Supportive Living. Are you young enough?
Less frustration, more vacation. Book a nonstop flight from Springfield's Abraham Lincoln Capitol Airport, SPI, to Fort Myers, Punta Gorda at Allegiant.com and experience the sun, fun, and relaxation of Southwest Florida. Find low fares and save big by bundling at Allegiant.com. Fly from SPI and spend more time enjoying vacation. Book your flight from SPI at Allegiant.com. Fly local. Fly SPI. Take the easy way out.
Take the easy way out.
It's one of the most important systems in your house, and if something goes wrong with it, you're going to know it immediately, and you're not going to like it. But you can guard against those unfortunate and unwanted breakdowns of your HVAC system with a service agreement from MB Heating and Cooling. Regular maintenance helps you to avoid problems and malfunctions with your heating and cooling system. It also helps your system last longer. So reach out to MB Heating and Cooling and get the details on their service plans that give you 2 performance tune-ups per year, 24-hour priority service, energy-saving cleanings, savings on your service invoice, all for a low monthly price. Call MB Heating and Cooling at 217-544-HEAT. 217-544-4328 or go to mb-heating.com. Keep yourself cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Save money, extend the life of your equipment with a service agreement from MB Heating and Cooling.
Everywhere you are, everywhere you live with TuneIn Radio, the WMAY app, or listen at home with your Amazon smart speaker. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
If you want to bank safe from anywhere, get the app you can use everywhere. Your money's right in your hand. Nobody loves you like Heartland. Get a loan, pay a bill when you're on the go. Deposit that check right from your phone. Download our app and you can. Nobody loves you like Heartland. We're like a bank, but only better, 'cause you'll remember. Bank like you own the place. Heartland Credit Union.
Menards has what you need to give your bathroom a fresh look, complete with 11% off. Stop in and view our great selection of toilets from Elger. The Diplomat Tall Round Toilet has a powerful flush and a patented ever-clean surface, keeping your toilet cleaner longer. Right now, it's just $159.99 after 11% rebate. Good through July 4th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Broadcasting live the entire summer here at Green Hyundai, low overhead east side, Dirksen Parkway. Mike Quimby, those number ones just keep adding up.
How about TrueCar, one of the top auto sites for the number one SUV under $30,000, the Tucson. Really proud of that. 32 miles the gallon on that vehicle. And then under $40,000, number one, Hyundai Santa Fe, and number three, the Palisade. Folks, these cars are special and they're ready for you at Green Hyundai.
That's awesome, Mike. You've got these brand new incentives that also roll out all summer long.
That's right. The Ioniq 5 at $5,000 on the SE version. That's a lot of dough. These cars are all backed up by America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
And as always, Mike, it's not about the cars.
It is truly, truly about you people. We want your business. We're Green Hyundai, Dirksen Parkway, Springfield.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI Studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's news and talk.
A lot of us are blessed each and every week to, at the end of the week, have plenty of money even after going to the grocery store, but some of us out in the community don't. And with inflation where it's been over the past year, ranging from 4% for general things, but even double digits for things like meats and eggs and energy, all of that compounds a household budget substantially. And more people are in need of food. And it's an issue that the local food banks are working every day, day in, day out, to find those donations and to get the food into the right hands. And joining us right now from the Central Illinois Food Bank, I'll let them introduce themselves. Pam, we've known each other for several years, talking for quite some time. But go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Brooke. I'm the new PR manager for the food bank.
All right. Well, Brooke, welcome in. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So hopefully we can talk more in regularity, because this is such an important issue. It's not seasonal. It happens every week. I'm sure you guys have tons of people coming in. We're going to talk about a campaign that's going on right now. You guys are joining up with Hy-Vee. But let's set the stage here, right? Let's talk about what kind of need there is out in the community.
Yeah, so if you're looking nationally, we have 34 million people who are facing hunger today. And if you narrow that down to our area, you're looking at about 1 in 9 people are facing food insecurity.
Define food insecurity for people who might not know exactly what that line is.
Yeah, I think you can look at it in terms of when you were making those everyday decisions of between paying the electric bill or, putting your kids through, school programs. When you're having to make those tough decisions, I think that is kind of how you should look at food insecurity. Like everyday people figuring out how to make it through the day. And, sometimes, healthy and nutritious food is not always at the forefront of their minds because they have to make it, and they have to keep the bills. They have to keep the electric bill on and stuff like that.
And sometimes the issue of, SNAP, it only goes so far, right? It only goes to a certain point where, there's certain items they can buy. Sometimes there's not enough that they've been given to make it through the week or for the month. So that's where food banks like the Central Illinois Food Bank come into play.
And I'm going to take that part of it. I've been around a very long time, as you know, and SNAP is a wonderful safety net, but as you said, it does not cover the whole month. People get to about 2 weeks or so, and then they have to start figuring out how am I going to put food on the table to feed myself and my kids. And that's where we do step in.
So the Central Illinois Food Bank, you guys cover a pretty wide region. Talk about all the different communities that you guys do cover.
I'll take that one too.
Sure.
Brooke can do this, but I don't get to do interviews very often. So we serve a 21 county area. Wow. We start north in Logan County. We go all the way south down to Jefferson County, Mount Vernon area, to the west, Quincy Adams area, and to the east, Macon County, to the Decatur area. Actually, 12,304 square miles.
Wow.
So it's a huge area. We work with about 140 traditional partners, which would be food pantries, soup kitchens, residential programs. And then as a result of COVID, we've really gone out and worked with a lot of more unique partners, people we hadn't worked with before that we probably should have been working with. Health centers, schools,
Sure.
more youth organizations. Sometimes we're taking food, as you know, just out in a parking lot,
Right.
and we've got our van and our truck. So if there's a need, we're trying to figure out where it is and how do we address it.
So, of course, there's food drives and Midwest families taking part in food drives, especially around critical times like Thanksgiving, for instance. But food need is something that's apparent year-round. It doesn't know seasons. It doesn't know the days of the week. It is happening 24/7, and the Central Illinois Food Bank is there to make sure that they've got the resources together. So food drives are one thing, but let's talk about this program. You got hooking up with Hy-Vee, the 100 Million Challenge. What is this all about?
So Hy-Vee and Feeding America are partnering with 18 of their local food banks to combat food insecurity through their 100 Million Meal Roundup Challenge. So if you are shopping at Hy-Vee, when you're checking out, there will be a little prompt that'll ask you to round up your total, and that's it. That's all you have to do.
Wow. And it's that easy. We know of a roundup program in Springfield where I think with the Springfield electric bill, you can round that up and it goes into a fund, and then that fund is then used to disperse to help out those who are experiencing homelessness, for instance. So this is kind of similar to that. And you can imagine a lot of people going out to the stores. If it's just, 45 cents, that's going to go somewhere, and that's going to help this program out.
Absolutely. And, just the little bit that you do, it really does add up, and it makes a huge difference for your community.
So how long is this running? And is it as simple as just at the checkout saying, yeah, please round up?
Yeah, just that simple, and it's going through September 30th.
All right, so make it happen. The Central Illinois Food Bank. Pam, if people want more information about the Central Illinois Food Bank to, open up their wallets and just write a check right now, where can they do that at?
They can, if they want to write a check, send it to the food bank at 1937 East Cook Street, Springfield, 62703. If you want to go on the website, centralilfoodbank.org, great big old donate button. And also, we always have a need for volunteers, as do many of our partner agencies. So think about giving your time as well.
And a lot of times people think, I'll just grab some canned food items and deliver those to the food bank so they can get them where they're needed. But it's not just non-perishables. You guys are branching more and more out to get those fresh items.
Actually, a very high percentage of what we do is fresh. We started implemented a formal nutrition policy last June, and we're really looking at trying to keep sodium down, sugars down, fat, and give people options just like we like to have. So options on what they put into their bodies.
Nutrition's so important. It's not only about good health, it's about quality of life, and it's something that the food bank aims to ensure that there is no such thing as food insecurity, but the sad reality is that there is food insecurity. So having institutions like the Central Illinois Food Bank, and how many square miles do you guys
12,304 square miles, Greg.
Brooke, you need to sear that into your brain, because that is a huge field that you guys operate in and help out so many people who are food insecure within this area. So Pam, Brooke, Central Illinois Food Bank, the Hy-Vee 100 Million Challenge Roundup program with Feeding America. It's going on until when?
September 30th.
September 30th. So fantastic. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. Let's talk again in the near future. Welcome in, Brooke. Great to meet you, and we'll definitely be talking again soon, all right?
Absolutely. Thanks.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. I'm Greg Bishop, and let's take a look at that forecast today, where you've got a possibility of showers, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So my rain barrels will fill right back on up. With heavy rain possible today, tonight, possible storms with a high of 89 to low of 70. 92 the high Friday with a chance of storms, and then storms possible Saturday and Sunday. Back to work for Monday, the high of 86 with the possibility of showers and storms. Right now, 75 degrees, overcast skies at 819 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's West on Wabash. We're hiring all positions, and did we mention free food? Only at Culver's West on Wabash.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power. Batteries of all shapes and sizes. Excellent service. Exceptional value.
They're called Motobat batteries, and we have them at Rex. Motobats are batteries for motorcycles that are powerful enough to handle all your accessories. As you add new gadgets to your motorcycle, the standard factory battery may not be enough to handle it all. The Motobat battery is designed to send enough juice to the whole motorcycle and keep you moving down the road. At Rex Battery, we have all kinds of batteries for all kinds of vehicles. The Motobat battery has a quad flex terminal design, shortening the path to the battery cable. That means you get quicker power delivery and improved starting ability. If you have a motorcycle, you need Motobat. Rex Battery on Clear Lake, just west of Dirksen.
Rex with a double X battery. Generations of power.
Macy's 4th of July sale has great deals on everything you need to get you, your crew, and your space ready.
The National Weather Service in Lincoln has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Menard County, north central Sangamon County until 9 a.m. At 8:19 a.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Petersburg, or 15 miles southwest of Mason City, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. Expected hazards include half-dollar-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Damage to vehicles is expected. This severe thunderstorm will be near Athens around 8:30 a.m. Other locations in the path of the severe thunderstorm include Sherman, Williamsville, and Riverton. This includes the following highways: Interstate 55 between mile markers 96 and 110. Interstate 72 between mile markers 102 and 111. As issued.
Macy's 4th of July sale has great deals on everything you need to get you, your crew, and your space ready. Get 50 to 60% off swimwear for all and 30 to 60% off bedding and bath essentials. Plus, take 40 to 50% off almost all sandals now during the Great Sandals Sale. Macy's Star Rewards members can earn rewards even faster during Star Money bonus days. See Macys.com/Star Rewards. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
John, the price of groceries is enough to send somebody into a panic mode these days.
Yeah, especially when the refrigerator goes kaput.
Even more so. We got a call from a customer who had that problem with a freezer load of those expensive groceries.
And that'll keep you awake at night just thinking about it.
Right. So, because Dick Van Dyke stocks the 100 most used parts, we were able to send a factory-trained tech out to her place to fix the problem before she lost any of that food.
And he wasn't some subcontractor either.
Trained right here locally by the team of Dick Van Dyke.
You know one way to fight inflation?
Yep.
Keep from having to buy expensive stuff twice.
This is Dennis Regan, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store, which means you have the comfort of knowing that if anything goes wrong, we'll make it right. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We stand behind what we sell. We offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Not your basic grand opening. Think of it as a grand reopening of the previous grand reopening. Well, it's a long story. But the remodeling project at Hendricks Home Furnishings is finished. And inside that newly remodeled area, Sunset West Outdoor Furniture. I know, Sunset West Outdoor Furniture inside the store. Yeah, it's another long story. Stop by for details and visit for the celebration from July 1st through the 15th at the place where you can always talk to the owner, Hendricks on Route 4 in Verdon, and online at hendricks.tv.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed again? Can't clean up that attitude. But we can clean your office, your school, your clinic, or other amazing workplace. Learn more at cleanimpactllc.com. Ah, you're running late again. Can't clean up that schedule. But we can clean your office, your school, your clinic, or other amazing workplace. Learn more at cleanimpactllc.com.
Give local, save local. Right now, when you donate blood, we'll give you a limited edition sun shirt with UPF rating of 50 or a $25 gift card voucher to one of our participating businesses. Even if you try to give blood and find out you can't, we're still giving you a gift. Visit the Impact Life Donor Center today at Wabash and Chatham Road near Goodwill or on South Main Street in Decatur. Please, give what's in your heart because we are changing the world together. Visit bloodcenter.org.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY.
Well, we heard that severe weather warning, something I think you definitely want to keep an ear out for. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at, some severe weather heading our way, and looking at weather.gov. You've got severe weather potential, hazardous weather conditions. It says that the counties of Knox, Stark, Peoria, Marshall, Woodford, Fulton, Tazewell, McLean, Schuyler, Mason, Logan, DeWitt, Piatt, Champaign, Vermilion, Cass, Menard, Scott, Morgan, Sangamon, Christian, Macon, Moultrie, Douglas, Coles, Edgar, Shelby, Cumberland, Clark, Effingham, Jasper, Crawford, Clay, Richland, Lawrence. Looks like a hazardous weather outlook for central Illinois, east central Illinois, southeast Illinois, and west central Illinois. Unhealthy air quality remains, but you're also looking at increased chance of some thunderstorms. So could see some severe thunderstorms possible. We'll obviously keep you updated here on WMAY with the very latest as to what's happening with the weather. But there's one thing I do want to touch on, and we'll have to talk more about this in some detail because after the bottom of the hour, I do want to delve into the latest U.S. Supreme Court rulings because we're waiting here, looking at Scottish Blog. It's a private blog that highlights all things Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court has some remaining decisions to be made, including a case about student loans, whether Biden can forgive those. You've got a case about whether or not you can have certain races of individuals applying to colleges take precedent over others, plus a case about whether or not individual business owners can choose who to do business with. Based off of their religious concerns or free speech concerns. So it looks like the countdown's on. We got about a minute and 40 seconds or so before the U.S. Supreme Court releases some of those key decisions. So I will be looking at what Scottish Blog has to say and getting that out for you in the final half hour. Plus, we've got the issue of Crime Stoppers. So that's something else I think is very important for us to get out as well. But an issue that we got to talk about in some more detail here in the future is what's going on at the Springfield City Council. And if you remember, if you listened to the council roundup, last week's council roundup, something unique happened. Alderman Roy Williams Jr., he opposed having Lakeisha Purchase on a county commission and took Lakeisha behind closed doors with the Corporation Council and had a brief conversation, and then came out and apparently Williams said that he thought maybe Lakeisha would change her mind about wanting to be on this commission based off of information that might come out. It was just really bizarre. Never seen anything like that in the 14 some odd years I've been covering the Springfield City Council, where two alder people during a council meeting went behind closed doors to hash something out. But then this week, you had a citizen address the committee saying that they were there on behalf of Alderman Roy Williams Jr. and Alderman Sean Gregory, and then proceeded to blast Alderwoman Lakeisha Purchase over property management issues. And Lakeisha Purchase owns the property and there's tenants, and apparently this tenant, on behalf of Sean Gregory and Roy Williams, she says, went and made those complaints in public, saying that they're there on the behalf of Alderman Williams and Alderman Gregory. So what's going on here? What is this all about? Is it about, just petty politics? Is there something more deep going on there? So we'll have to delve deeper into that. And I do hope to have Lakeisha Purchase on here in the near future. We'll also extend an invitation to Sean Gregory and Roy Williams Jr. Have separate conversations about what's going on here. What is this about? Is this, saying that somebody's just not going along to get along, or is it a deeper divide, or what's happening? Take a quick call here before the bottom of the hour. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Dude, I think you and I both think that this sounds like blackmail. I mean, it's basically like, dude, you need to go with us or else this is going to come out, and she did not fall for it. And obviously they stayed true with their word, and something came out.
But was this something that came out of any real substance, or was it just merely, a tenant who, I've got indication from different places that maybe so-and-so is late on their rent, and, So it's what are the motivations behind getting this person to come to the Springfield City Council on behalf of Alderman Williams and Alderman Gregory?
Right, and I don't disagree with that. And I think Lakeisha is definitely just, shaking her fist at him and be like, bring it. Yeah. So I would give her some kudos for sure because, she's basically taking these threats and just saying, shove it.
Yeah. We'll obviously have to talk more about it in the days and weeks ahead. So looking forward to those conversations, and obviously looking forward to you out there talking about this as well. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. It's now 8:32, and we got to take a break. Coming back, though, we'll see what the U.S. Supreme Court has to say about a whole host of cases expected to drop today, right now. So stay tuned. We'll get to that next. Right now, though, it's 8:32, and a check of headlines.
92.7 WMAY.
Here are the three big things you need to know.
I'm Don Howard. Our top story, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg will meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the European Union summit. The 27 EU leaders will discuss protection of their eastern flank from Russian aggression and beefing up Ukraine's defense capabilities. Zelensky is set to address today's gathering by video link. Stoltenberg is widely expected to lead a discussion on the fallout from the weekend mutiny in Russia and the missing Russian general Sergei Surovikin. Springfield air quality is expected to improve throughout the day. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has descended on the Midwest, creating potential problems for vulnerable populations. Springfield medical providers say they've seen patients with respiratory problems caused by the smoke. The National Weather Service says winds are expected to shift in the hours ahead, so instead of bringing in smoke from the northeast, they will bring in warmer but cleaner air from the southwest. The Springfield Park District has finished improvements at 2 North End parks. Enos Park on North 7th Street has gotten a new playground, LED lighting, updated restrooms, and a water fountain that complies with requirements under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Gehrman Park, 4 blocks to the west, is getting a playground expansion, ADA-compliant improvements, LED lighting, and a new park entrance sign. Funding for the project was made available through an intergovernmental agreement between the Park District and the City of Springfield. Some of the best young golfers in the world will be teeing off in Springfield this weekend. The Memorial Health Championship is part of the Corn Ferry Tour, a feeder event for the PGA, and will open Thursday at Panther Creek Country Club. The field includes 26 of the top 30 points leaders on the tour, with 3 past champions from the Springfield event scheduled to compete. The tournament runs Thursday through Sunday with free admission provided through Visit Springfield. You can get free tickets or purchase an upgrade to VIP seating at memorialhealthchampionship.com. 2 local lawmakers, one current and one former, are being recognized with an honorary road designation in their names. Officials in Leland Grove have designated a stretch of Chatham Road through their village as the McClure-Murphy Parkway. It pays tribute to State Senator Steve McClure and former Representative Mike Murphy. Both are being honored for their efforts to help secure funding for the Chatham Road resurfacing and other projects in Leland Grove. More than 2 acres of donated land will become the newest learning space at Lincoln Land Community College. The school has formally dedicated the site on West Lake Shore Drive, now renamed West Lake Nature Grove. It will include beehives, fruit trees, and other plantings. The site will be incorporated into classes in agriculture, horticulture, and other sciences. The land was donated by Robbie Robert Jr., president of Robert's Seafood in Springfield, and enhancements to the site were funded through the Creer Farm Perpetual Charitable Trust within the LLCC Foundation. Your dependable 5-day forecast is next on WMAY.
News sponsored by Just Beds. A great night's sleep starts with a visit to the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds. Online at justbedsinc.com.
It's one of the most important systems in your house, and if something goes wrong with it, you're going to know it immediately, and you're not going to like it. But you can guard against those unfortunate and unwanted breakdowns of your HVAC system with a service agreement from MB Heating and Cooling. Regular maintenance helps you to avoid problems and malfunctions with your heating and cooling system. It also helps your system last longer. So reach out to MB Heating and Cooling and get the details on their service plans that give you 2 performance tune-ups per year, 24-hour priority service, energy-saving cleanings, savings on your service invoice, all for a low monthly price. Call MB Heating and Cooling at 217-544-HEAT, 217-544-4328, or go to mb-heating.com. Keep yourself cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Save money, extend the life of your equipment with a service agreement from MB Heating and Cooling.
Here's one thing that psychologists and therapists believe to be a key step to achieving better mental health: meditation. It starts with proper breathing. By breathing in slowly for 5 or 10 seconds and exhaling, counting the same way, for just a few minutes each day has been a big deal for many people as they reach a new level of relaxation. Now, that's just a start. If your feelings of depression and hopelessness are accentuated with drugs and alcohol, then you may need some professional help. The team of nurses, counselors, physicians, and psychiatrists at Gateway Foundation understand that. They know what you're going through, and they can show you the way out. Gateway also uses meditation as a key component of their successful treatment. Your insurance covers the cost, and the Family Medical Leave Act protects your job. If your situation appears hopeless, make the confidential call to Gateway at 877-505-HOPE and start feeling better today. Gateway Foundation. Addiction medicine, saving lives.
Listen and watch interviews with the biggest newsmakers. Subscribe to 92.7 WMAY on YouTube.
Springfield's dependable forecast on WMAY. A slight chance of a sprinkle or two today and tonight with a high near 85. Smoke from wildfires will cause hazy conditions throughout the day. Low tonight around 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with a high in the mid-90s. Friday, a chance of scattered showers with a high near 94. Saturday, afternoon and evening showers are more likely with a high near 89. And Sunday, a chance of afternoon showers with a high near 87 degrees. I'm Don Howard, 92.7 WMAY.
Less hassle, more travel. We've got connections to anywhere. The Abraham Lincoln Capital Airport remains open for you. Your hometown airport is committed to providing a safe, clean, and healthy travel experience. Security lines are short, parking is always free, and customer service is a top priority. Book your next American Airlines flight from SPI at aa.com. Fly local, fly SPI.
The easy way out.
Broadcasting live the entire summer here at Green Hyundai, low overhead east side, Dirksen Parkway. Mike Quimby, those number ones just keep adding up.
How about TrueCar, one of the top auto sites for the number one SUV under $30,000, the Tucson. Really proud of that. 32 miles the gallon on that vehicle. And then under $40,000, number one, Hyundai Santa Fe, and number three, the Palisade. Folks, these cars are special and they're ready for you at Green Hyundai.
That's awesome, Mike. You've got these brand new incentives that also roll out all summer long.
That's right. The Ioniq 5 at $5,000 on the SE version. That's a lot of dough. These cars are all backed up by America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
And as always, Mike, it's not about the cars.
It is truly, truly about you people. We want your business. We're Green Hyundai, Dirksen Parkway, Springfield.
Get ready to rock as Broadway Under the Stars continues at the Muni, now playing Rock of Ages. This jukebox musical takes you back to the big bad 1980s, featuring big bands with big egos playing big guitar solos and sporting even bigger hair. Featuring hits from bands like Styx, Journey, REO Speedwagon, Twisted Sister, Pat Benatar, and more. Rock of Ages tells the story of a city boy and a small-town girl and how their band of friends saved the day and the music. UCB presents Rock of Ages, now playing through July 1st. Get tickets at the box office or themuni.org.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone.
Done.
By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
If you're the kind of person who rides their bike everywhere, you gotta know that's like carrying a steal me sign for thieves. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by NetSuite. Gain visibility and control of your financials. Get no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/Kim. Almost 2 million bikes get stolen each year. That's even more than cars. Crazy, right? So if you love your two-wheeler, here's what you need to do to keep it safe. 1, get a smart lock. No keys or combos necessary. You unlock it straight from your phone. Pair it using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. If anyone tries to nab your ride, you're going to get an SOS alert. Then there's GPS trackers. You can hide one like an AirTag or tile in your bike's frame, wheel, or seat. You'll be able to keep an eye on your bike all the time, right from your phone. And lastly, don't forget bike alarm systems. Stick one of these on your bike, and if any thief tries their luck, it's going to set off a huge alarm. Join over 400,000 people who get Tech Smarts with my daily tech newsletter. It's free. You can sign up right now at getkim.com. If you're a business owner looking to cut costs this year, stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need when you need it. Right now, my sponsor, NetSuite by Oracle, has an unprecedented offer on the world's #1 cloud ERP. Sign up today and get no payments and no interest for 6 months on a full implementation of NetSuite. You can stop letting QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down. With NetSuite, you can manage and automate all of your business processes in one place. Identify rising costs, and easily see where to save money. 93% of customers improve their visibility and control when they upgrade it. So join them. If you've been sizing NetSuite up to make the switch, then you know this deal is unprecedented. No interest, no payments. Take advantage of the special financing offer right now at netsuite.com/Kim. netsuite.com/Kim to get the visibility and control you need to weather any storm at netsuite.com/Kim.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop, broadcasting from the Fly SPI studios. Take the easy way out. 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.
All right, all eyes on court this morning as the U.S. Supreme Court is set to release opinions in several high-profile cases. They have yet to release those opinions. I think they're going to release those here at the top of the hour. But you've got bloggers, including How on the Court, highlighting the different cases that there are. So we'll touch on that. But also getting indication now that oral arguments in the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals is, their live stream is live. Let's go check that and see if it is indeed live. They don't start the hearing until 9:30. So again, go to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals YouTube channel, click on live, and it looks like, yes, indeed, it is live. So nothing's going on right now. The hearing starts at 9:30, but if you want to have that on in the background, you'll surely be ready for whenever they do go live. So we'll be watching that today, and I imagine a lot of you are going to be watching that as well for the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals in a case that's likely to go to the U.S. Supreme Court. But I'm also getting indication here saying that they drew the motions panel in the Seventh Circuit, Easterbrook, Woods, and Brennan. And that comes from somebody who is very much in the know as to what's going on in these cases. So what that means, what that spells out for where, you've got the case being heard today. These justices, we know where Easterbrook stands, but what about these other justices on the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, Woods and Brennan? So that's going to be a big factor in how this case ultimately goes, is the proclivity of these justices and whether or not they ultimately lean towards upholding Second Amendment rights or towards the quote balancing interests. So a lot of moving pieces with that gun ban case. But let's look at some of the cases that the U.S. Supreme Court has yet to release, and they're set to release these cases today in about 15 minutes or so. But some analysis from How on the Court talks about the cases that are up for release. Students for Fair Admission versus the University of North Carolina. This case is a 14th Amendment case about equal protections, barring racial discrimination by government entities by considering race in its admission process when it does not need to do so to achieve a diverse student body. So interesting to see where we land on that case. Another one, Students for Fair Admission versus Harvard College. Looks like it's a Civil Rights Act case, barring entities that receive federal funds from discriminating based on race because Asian American applicants are less likely to be admitted than similarly qualified white, Hispanic, or black applicants. So you can see some of these cases deal with affirmative action and how the courts are gonna ultimately determine could depend upon who gets into what college and how the colleges determine how they go about having diverse student body. Do they limit Asians because they do real well and they want more black students? Interesting question there. A third case that the U.S. Supreme Court has is 303 Creative versus Alenus. This is where the justices are taking the question of whether or not legal protections for LGBTQ people and the right of business owners who oppose same-sex marriage. It's a Colorado website designer, a devout Christian, believes that marriage is limited to unions between heterosexual couples. She wants to expand her business to include wedding websites, but does not want to create a wedding website for same-sex couples. This is kind of like the cake lawsuit that we saw not long ago. Different makeup of the court now, but obviously something that we've got a different type of case here. And should businesses be forced to do business with somebody they don't want to do business with? And why would somebody that business doesn't want to do business with them even want to do business with them who doesn't want to do business with them? Interesting question, but, it's gotten all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, and they'll have a ruling expected today. You've also got Biden versus Nebraska. This is one of two challenges, the Biden administration's student debt relief plan. So that's interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Department of Energy versus Brown. It's a challenge about debt relief programs for individual student loan borrowers. This is the one who deals with up to $10,000 or up to $20,000 in relief for student loan borrowers. So that decision could be coming down. You've got another one here. It's a measure about uses in commerce, about trademark, kind of wonky. Then you've got one here that's really fascinating, and it deals with working on Sundays. And this is the Groff v. DeJoy. And you've got evangelical Christians who don't want to work on Sundays for the Postal Service. And the justice is considering how to exactly have that play out. Under federal law, employers can't discriminate against workers for practicing their religion unless the employer can show that the worker's religious practice cannot reasonably be accommodated without undue hardship. So delivering mail on Sundays, some people want to honor Sunday as the Sabbath. So is that a violation of their rights if the government employer is forcing them to work on a Sunday? Obviously, that's a case that's in front of the U.S. Supreme Court. So that's just a smattering of the different cases that the U.S. Supreme Court's expected to rule on today. While you've also got the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals hearing a case that could end up in the U.S. Supreme Court, is expected to end up in the U.S. Supreme Court, regardless of how that case ultimately plays out. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk, and a lot of moving pieces here this morning. Email shared with me about fireworks. Greg, yes, fireworks should be legal in Illinois. You may recall, I'm a Chicago native, born 3 blocks from Comiskey Park. If you weren't at a baseball game, the only way you would know that the CWS win hit a home run was because of fireworks. So, email goes on to talk about all of the different types of things that you can enjoy around fireworks. All right, stay tuned. We've got Crime of the Week coming up next here on WMAY. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop. Follow me anywhere, bishoponair@gmail.com. Again, bishoponair@gmail.com. It's 8:50. Let's take a look at that dependable forecast, where today it's going to be warm, but you've also got severe weather moving through the area. Taking a look at that radar, you've got just north of Springfield some heavy storms, and looks like the possibility of storms is going to continue on throughout the rest of the day, with a high near 90, the low down to 70, with the possibility of showers and thunderstorms. For your Friday, showers and storms possible, the high of 92, the low of 71. Saturday, chance of storms. Sunday, chance of rain. Monday, possibility of some rain, but mostly sunny skies. Highs in the mid to upper 80s throughout the weekend. Right now, 8:51, about 75 degrees from Culver's West on Wabash.
Work with a team that cares about being the best part of the customer's day. Apply today at Culver's West on Wabash.
Here at Warren Boynton State Bank, we're proud to be a true community bank since 1877. We remind you that the goal of a community bank is to work together with our customers and communities to help move them forward in positive ways. When we accept your deposits, we invest that money right back into this area, into homes, farms, and small businesses. One of our primary goals is to help this community in any way we can. And because we've invested in you, our friends and neighbors, our bank is safe and sound and in business to stay. We're sincere in our care and concern for this community. Our employers, directors, and managers are people you know, people who are dedicated to making this a better place to live. Discover what a true community bank is at Warren Boynton State Bank, 3030 Spring Mill Drive in Springfield. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Warren Boynton, your bank.
Hendricks Home Furnishings grand reopening kicks off with an open house Saturday, July 1st. I'm Jennifer Hendricks. Come celebrate with giveaways and complimentary lunch. Register to win a Lazy Boy sofa, 2 separate Lazy Boy recliners, gift certificates, and cash prizes. See factory authorized discounts from brands like Craftmaster, Southern Motion, Canadell, and more to update your home. Come by July 1st for food giveaways and big-time savings. Hendricks Home Furnishings, Route 4, Vernon.
Hey, it's me, Ruthie from Total Wine & More. You know how stores have been raising their prices lately? Well, lean into your speaker a little closer because I've got a big secret to share. Total Wine is actually lowering our prices on hundreds of wines. I know, right? And even better, our new lower prices on hundreds of wines are here to stay. But listen, don't thank me. At Total Wine, we love helping our customers save big. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
At Simply Safe, we design award-winning security to protect every inch of your home. It's easy to set up yourself, and now there's an even easier option. Have an expert do it for you with Simply Safe Pro Install. Always protecting, never a contract. 2 easy installation options, backed by 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. Get 20% off any new system with interactive monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
The challenge is on for Central Illinois businesses. The Chamber's 28th Annual Corporate Cup Challenge Golf Outing is July 20th and 21st at Piper Glen Golf Club. It's an 18-hole, 4-person scramble with prizes awarded in 2 flights. Call the Chamber at 525-1173 or visit gscc.org. The Chamber's Corporate Cup Challenge is sponsored by CEFQ, Medics First, CDS Office Technologies, Hy-Vee, Health Alliance, U.S. Bank, Nelson's Catering, and this radio station.
What, you are asking yourself, would it be like to work in the shadow of the great Lauterbach man? Well, now is your chance to find out. We are hiring here at Lauterbach Tire, but not just anybody. No, you've got to be good at what you do and experienced at what you do. So if you're a tire and lube technician and you know your stuff, you have experience, you could work here for a great family company. I know what you're asking. Hey, Lauterbach man, what do you have for me? Well, we have opportunities for advancement, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a hearty good morning from me. It's an opening for a full-time tire and lube technician with experience. We can only send the best out to work on the cars in our 7 bays. Interested? Of course you are. Apply in person at Lauterbach Tire on Wabash. It will be a pleasure to work with you. Lauterbach man here. Drive safely now.
If you're a business owner, you probably have a lot of people who want to handle your digital business. Now, some of those people might be located in some other part of the country or beyond. At Midwest Family, it's a little different. We have all those digital resources they do. E-blast, geofencing, video production, you name it, including website upgrades and maintenance. But with us, the people spearheading the effort are right across the table from you in your office or at lunch or at the golf course. We also have a track record of success with some great businesses because the benefit of localness is accountability. And my clients will tell you that the results have been great. It's the main reason I'd rejoined this company not too long ago. Yeah, we sell lots of radio, and it's fun and it works. But with a team of proven experts in the digital world, there isn't a problem we can't tackle with your help. My name is Dave Dennis. I'm an integrated marketing professional at Midwest Family. Just click MidwestFamilySPI.com. That's MidwestFamilySPI.com. And let's talk about your next step to business success in this changing world.
Springfield's Morning News with Greg Bishop. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 92.7 WMAY.
Some severe weather in the area, something you definitely need to keep aware of, especially as, could mean some heavy rain, some thunderstorms, and that's not necessarily something you want to mess with while you're getting through your workday. Something else you don't want to mess with when you're getting through your workday is crime, but it's obvious a reality in our society and something that requires all of us to be completely eyes wide open on. And if you see anything, if a crime's happening in front of you, call 911. But if you saw something suspicious, you're not sure if it was a crime, and then you hear about it on Crime Stoppers, well, call in. You can call in anonymously and provide that information. That's something that Drew Zabidos deals with directly. He is the coordinator for Sangamon and Bernard County Crime Stoppers. He joins us now as he does each and every Thursday at this time. Drew, thanks for taking time. Hopefully you're staying safe out there, and let's talk about the crime of the week. What do you got for us?
Yeah, like you said, if you see something, say something. But so this week I don't necessarily have a crime of the week. Just want to let everybody know about an event we have coming up. July 6th, we'll be down at the 11 Amp Springfield Music Series down in the Y Block. Starting at 6:30. It'll be blues night, so some good blues music will be out. But we do events like this multiple times throughout the year. We just want people to stop by. I know we got a lot of fundraisers and stuff, and I certainly thank everybody that supported us. But we use opportunities like these to get our name out there, let people know what we do, and that we will keep you anonymous. We will pay you for your information. We got a bunch of handouts. We got frisbees, coloring books for the kids. We got a lot of good stuff we'll be handing out, and like I say, we'll be happy to answer anybody's questions. But we're using this night as a chance to get out there, get our name out there, so that people have a better understanding of Crime Stoppers and what we can do for the community.
Well, and I think it's important to note that a lot of the funding for Crime Stoppers comes from donations. So it's the public out there that's donating to Crime Stoppers that leads to those cash rewards going out for tips that lead to an arrest.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We're a 501c3, so not-for-profit organization, and we do rely on the great community in both Sangamon and Menard County. We have multiple fundraisers throughout the year. As a matter of fact, we have our golf outing tomorrow. That certainly helps us. But, last year in 2022, I approved over $18,000 worth of rewards to go out to folks. And, that, like you say, that money has to come from somewhere. So us getting out there and be able to put our name out there, that certainly does help because, Crime Stoppers, it's been a good thing for a long time. Certainly a lot of people before me that put it on the positive path that it's on, and I thank them for that. But we got to keep this thing going and keep helping our local police departments.
No question. Drew Zabados, the coordinator for Crime Stoppers of Sangamon and Menard counties. And again, you can get more information about fundraisers, but also previous crimes of the week where they're still looking for information, and you can provide that information anonymously. Go to the website cash4tips.us, cash4tips.us. Give us the phone number one more time.
Yeah, it's going to be 217-788-8427.
All right, Drew Zabados, coordinator, Crime Stoppers, Sangamon and Menard County. Be safe out there, all right?
All right, thank you, sir. Take care.
Absolutely. It is Springfield's Morning News. That's all I got for you today. We'll be on the road tomorrow doing a road show. So looking forward to that, and we'll get you all the details about what's going on with the golf tournament here locally. But we'll also be reviewing in a lot of detail the hearing that's about to take place in about 30 minutes, the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals against Illinois' gun and magazine ban. Right now it's 9 o'clock. Have a great day.
From the Fly SPI studio.